Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age, here on Dork Tales. Hope you're all doing well tonight. I am your storyteller. I'm Kelly. You see him as my pronouns, and I'm very sorry that we have not been doing much the last couple of weeks. So, as some of you may have heard prior to last game, or some of the other games around this channel, I borked my back up a couple of weeks ago. It was just like an old weightlifting injury, nothing bad, it just happens occasionally when I sleep wrong. Then it turned into a pinched nerve, and I couldn't walk for a week and was in a lot of pain. So we ended up having to cancel game for a week because I couldn't exist. But now I'm mostly back, thankfully, due to physiotherapy. And I mean this jokingly but seriously because it's the Victorian age. Lots of opiates that were prescribed to me by a medical physician. And in fact, tonight's fiction was written while enjoying the healing properties of such opioids last night at 3 a.m. So happy to be back. So folks, this is Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age. If you were tuning in for the first time, welcome. We are playing a game of Mage the Ascension set in the Victorian Age. The cast consists of the lovely players to my left and follows their adventures presently through the Victorian London in the 1890s. What year? Who knows? And we're going to be getting down to that in a minute. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the players introduce themselves. We're going to do a couple of quick announcements, and then we're going to hop into the fun. So why don't we go around in a big circle, starting with Christine. Hey, Christine, how you doing?
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I am playing Dr. Evelyn Taylor, our electrodyne engineer.
Nice. Well, all right. Hello, Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I use she, her, they, them pronouns, and I am playing Chastity, Prudence, Goodwin, the cult of ecstasy / celestial chorister.
Nice. All right, down to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I play Josephine Carrington, or Josie, or Joe, whatever works, our resident Order of Hermes, Bene Tharsis.
Nice. And finally, last but not least, Robin.
Hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm playing Darcie Harkness, our Verbena member, and yeah.
All right, so folks, we have a lot of things to get done tonight, so we're going to hop into it. However, game may be a little bit shorter tonight, akin to last game, just because I want to make sure that I don't push it too hard. There are a couple of fantastic events coming up, though, that you should be made aware of. The first of which is that tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Pacific, yes, because it's 8 p.m. Eastern, during onyxpath Con, which we participated in, there was a game of They Came From Beyond the Grave that I was in, as well as Robin, ran by a gentleman named Simon K. And we got about halfway through the game. We only had like a 3-hour slot. We didn't get to finish it. However, the entire cast was really excited about finishing it up, so we're going to run the finale of that game tomorrow night. If you don't know anything about the game, just assume it's a B-horror movie that you're walking into halfway through the movie, and there are werewolf nuns. Come and watch. It'll be a lot of fun tomorrow night, and I'm going to enjoy it at least. So let's see. Besides that, I'm very excited to say that Spelljammer is progressing, and we're having our first pre-session 0 meeting tomorrow off camera. So hopefully that'll be good, and you'll get some announcements soon. As well as Strixhaven is getting ready to do its premiere of episode 1 over on Patreon. They get an exclusive for 3 months, and that's going to be starting on August 1st. So if you'd like to watch Strixhaven, then you definitely want to tune in by joining the Patreon. And Robin is showing off some things that she bought for her costume, because I got to announce the cast list to the general populace.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I gotta play with this. I'm gonna play with these at some point for my costume.
What are they?
They're blue mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
They're like foam, and they have like the wire, so I'm gonna like wrap them
adorable.
on my thing. So it's gonna be good, because she's a shroomy girl.
All right. So, and then what else do we have? Other things coming up. Bunch of new stuff on the TeePublic store right now. Like another 7 shirts are up right now. Like it's a lot of shirts. And then Extra Life is coming up next month. That's the big one. So folks, Extra Life, it comes several times a year, but the two big ones are the Tabletop Appreciation Weekend in August and the main event in November. This year we're trying to raise about 20,000 Canadian dollars to kind of meet what we did last year for the BC Children's Foundation, or the Children's Miracle Network for those of us who are not actually in British Columbia and are participating. It's a fantastic cause, and if you want to experience a lot of games that you may never have seen before, definitely come out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're on Patreon, I'm going to be running at least 3 games during that weekend, and on the Dork Tales Patreon, you can actually decide what games I am running, or at least help me figure it out, because I've got like 30 ideas, you know me. All right, is there any other announcement that we need to make besides the fact that you should buy Bones Coffee and use code DorkTales, blah, blah, blah. You should get your dice from Adventure Dice and use code DorkTales. Yeah. Anybody else have anything? Nice.
I think so.
Cool.
I mean,
There'll
the
be-
chat bought us some experience, so that's nice. I
How
like
many?
that.
I have one. Was it
Yeah, I
2?
see the one.
Okay.
And then Robin, you get a willpower.
Oh, thank you, child.
All right. So, folks, without further ado, welcome to Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age, Chapter 10, The Newborn. Before we do that, Chapter 11. And I would like to remind you that if this makes no sense, like I said, I was on hydromorphone when I wrote this. So, not every soul is born with the blessed privilege of a destiny. Some crawl from their mother's wombs into the gutter of fateless disregard and gather with the teeming masses of no import, their lives fodder for the cruel and relentless lodestone of the ages. But in spite of this, some rudderless orphans of causality realize that the world is larger and greater than the herd perceives. Bereft of the gentle kiss of kismet, these souls are denied the jubilant revelation of the awakening. We must avert their eyes from the cacophonous rapture of true magic, and yet, though they are not awakened, they do not sleep. These sleepwalkers, as they may be, are abandoned into a world greater than they will ever be, aware of their plight and left to seek the old and forgotten ways of the disenfranchised common practitioner. Without tradition to guide their actions or convention to adhere to, these uncanny vagabonds dwell at the edge of truth, each full of desperate bargains, like dockyard jennies hounding for Johns. Their grasping fingers starve for the barest touch of magic while knowing themselves unworthy, yet still they grasp. Of course they do. Of course they do. And at the end of their reach, they find something else, something at once old and new, sacred and profane, magic and mundane. Power, for all its contradictions, does not require privilege, though it always helps. For even in an age of burgeoning science, there be hedge alchemists, barber surgeons, autodidactical misanthropes, all too willing to risk it all for a taste of the power of their betters. And why should they not? Is magic not supposed to be free to those who deserve it? And if it is not, those who do not deserve it will gladly pay the price. Last time, you traveled to the cemetery on the edge of the Cheapside district over in, what was it called? Over on the east side of London, looking for the resting place of one Gilbert Saxon, the Bancroft Road Jewish Cemetery. There, you had a bit of trouble finding the body and then unearthing it, or at least unearthing the coffin. For there, as you did, you discovered that it was in fact empty. And through uses of investigative techniques and time magic, discerned that it was, in fact, the work of resurrection men. Bandits of the dead who steal bodies for use and resell. A crime, to be sure, but medical science requires sacrifices. Does it not? through your time scrying, you realized that there was a way to trace these individuals. Two men named Dobbs and Scott. They spent time at a local fish and chip shop, a pub. Do you have the name of the pub?
Alfie's.
Alfie's, that is correct. Alfie's, also known Alfie's Pub, formerly known as the Bard and Barker. But with that, you reunited with Vivienne, your driver and mentor for Dr. Evelyn, and headed out into the night, making your way over to Cheapside. It's getting dark at this point, nearing 8, no, almost 9 o'clock. You can hear the sound of church bells ringing in the distance. Dong, dong, dong. Rain is beginning to fall around you as the buggy pulls. Through the slide at the front, you can see that Dr. Freeman is being buffeted by this downpour. He has his high-collared coat pulled up around his throat and is trying to maintain composure. The horses, for their credit, seem to care naught, aside from occasionally snuffling, loudly, snorting, giant bellows of steam out of their nostrils, looking like a pair of distant smokestacks that you can see just under the dark haze of London's skyline. For even in the darker parts of the year like it is now, it is never truly dark at night. It is merely gloomy. It is merely gray. And merely choked with soot. As you ride in the back of the carriage, you make your way down to Cheapside. Is anyone doing anything?
I had a quick question.
Yes, of course.
I have a kinetic shield up. Does that stop any of the water from hitting me?
Well, you're inside of a coach, so but when you step outside of it,
Yeah.
it will look strange. It will kind of look like you're saran wrapped, basically. Like it will fall kind of like and like just flow in front of your face.
Okay. Yeah.
And could be uncanny if anybody looks at you the wrong way.
Awesome.
Do you have a parasol?
No.
Okay. Well, I tried.
Yep. Yeah. She doesn't carry one.
That's fair.
She carries a bag.
All right. So, as you ride along, is anybody doing anything on your way there?
I think Chast is disgruntled because she's covered in mud and blood,
Yes.
but I don't think she's doing anything necessarily.
Question. I'm trying to remember if this was the same day still as the brothel.
Yes. No, not the.
Yes, that
Not-
was this morning.
That was
Okay,
this
good.
morning.
I still
It's a
have
long
a
day.
5 success soak ag effect up then.
Yep, you do.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I have a mind shield of 3 for the day.
Yep.
I
have
don't have any
+5
notes from
strength.
last session as to whether I put anything up. I don't think I did.
I don't think you'd had anything of note. I don't think you had any.
Or it was
any-
short, maybe.
I don't think you had any effects that persisted to this game.
Cool. So I just have my soak. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that before we went
Of
further.
course. That's the number one thing in Mage. What effects do you have up?
So you can have. Sorry, it's been a minute. How many effects before you have a penalty?
Every two
Two?
raises your difficulty by 1.
Okay, so if I have 1 up, If I get another,
It-
then it's one.
Yeah,
It's one.
it's
Yeah,
it's
Your
every
next
two-
one will be fine, and then the one after that will be penalty.
The threshold is
Okay.
2.
Okay. Then I think Darcie is going to actually since it's getting late, I think for she's gonna go for the rest of the evening. She's gonna try and use her vision of the moon rote, which will allow her to see in the dark. Because I forgot to do that last game. We were
And
grave
you're
robbing.
using forces and life for that?
It's just forces 1.
Okay, just forces 1. Sounds good to me. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
All right, so both of you, Robin, you're going to be a difficulty 3. Jen, you're going to be... How many effects do you have up, Jen? 1? Okay, you're going to be a difficulty of 4. Unless you use your specialty focus tool.
3 successes for Darcie.
3 successes. Okay. All right, so you can have it up for
Also
the...
3.
Basically, for the remainder of the 3 is quite a while.
Yeah.
So you have no worries there.
Yeah. So basically, she does that by it's forces. So she's going to take some basically she pulls out some like feathers from like an owl, and she'll start like brushing them across her face, kind of just while chanting to get owl sight, basically, almost.
Sounds good, but not actually having the eyes of an owl.
No, not actually having the eyes of the owl. I'm not altering self.
Sounds good. That will be no problem at all. And Jen, how does Josephine go about this?
I was about to do it, and then you asked. I grab one of the powders that I have, and just kind of put some over my glasses. Some mineral that I can't remember which one specifically, but and then in Latin mutter umbre me fugite, which is shadows flee from me.
All right. So both of you got 3 successes, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a day.
Cool.
All right. So both of you inside of the dimness of the carriage will feel this vision wash over you as suddenly you see as if a gas lamp had been placed right in front of you. Every corner of the carriage is suddenly brightly lit to your vision. You can see every stain, every little misplaced fiber that normally would hide in the shadows. And also, you will immediately see that all of you are pretty dirty right now. Some of you more than others, but I think all of you are really filthy. I think that Chastity is the most filthy because she fell into an open grave.
I'm clean. I use matter.
That's true.
true. Yeah.
I cleaned myself off.
Evelyn's pristine.
Evelyn's boots are a bit muddy, but the rest of her.
I Mage the Ascension prestidigitation.
Yep.
All right. All right. So with that, the carriage will drive on by. Anyone else doing any effects before you make it into Cheapside?
So
No? All right. Before long, you'll make your way down away from the cemetery into the cheap side of town. And there, the sound of passers-by, even this late at night, London doesn't really sleep at this place. People are coming and going, leaving workhouses, going to factories. There's no time for sleep if one wants to eat. Outside, you can hear the sound of barkers and callers, and as you ride by, you'll hear from one of the nearby alleyways, "You want to have some fun, love? Come on over here. It's all good. I've got my friends."
Spare a coin, will you? Please, spare a coin.
Other beggars, other workers. A drunk stumbles in front of the carriage, and it'll suddenly veer to the side as Vivian manages to rouse the horses around before trampling the man's skull into the cobbles. The slide opens, and he'll mutter back to the 4 of you. "You go to the most charming places."
honestly, we're I used to live around here. This is very close to where Mai and I found a place. So, been used
Doctor,
to
it was
this.
only after I met you.
And honestly, I feel pretty at home here. It's not that bad.
You think that's the place over there? He'll gesture over to the right side of the carriage, and sure enough, you'll see that the front doors of this establishment, an old brick building, with the word Alfie's painted on a hanging sign that sways back and forth over the front door. Honestly, it doesn't look like much. A flop house, a large two-story building built in the old Tudor style with brick at the base. The second floor leaning over, probably a domicile on the top or maybe a bit of a hotel. The ground floor reeks. It reeks of bad fish, worse chips, and probably a still in the back.
You know, I wish it wasn't, but it probably is.
Oh,
I mean, honestly, for cheap fish and chips, it's not too bad.
I think Evelyn is going to remove any visible jewelry and hide it within her like skirt or something.
mm-hmm.
Chastity's gonna pull out her riding crop that's attached to her side of her belt and just like,
I have to ask this every time. You ladies gonna be okay in there by yourselves?
Darcie flexes
fine.
her muscles a bit that look actually quite bulky on her right
Aside
now.
from Darcie Atlas over there.
and Chastity's gonna crack the riding crop quickly, just like in her hand, just like, I think we can handle it.
Good, because I'm not leaving my horses out here with these animals.
I wouldn't.
Don't insult the animals.
He kind of makes a bit of a face. You'll see like the lower lip kind of stick out a bit as he said, You think you impressed him a tiny bit with that line. One of his horses lets out a... And he pulls
Otherwise-
you...
Evelyn's gonna make sure she has a few bars of metal on her so that she can make knives
Sounds good.
if
and
she
with-
desperately needs to.
I think they'll be upset if I bring in outside liquor. You know, I don't think the establishment cares. She's gonna grabs the other
that a
bottle of
thing?
gin she had with her.
We can just make them not care. It's fine.
Where did you get a bottle of gin?
At the cemetery.
I'm sorry, that just raises more questions.
Did you rob somebody?
Is it theft when they're dead?
Okay, did you kill
Did
somebody?
you kill somebody?
Because they don't normally
a
bury people with
cemetery.
bottles of gin.
Also, I don't think he was dead.
What did you two get up to while we were... we were separated for 10 minutes and you killed a guy. A lad.
I don't think
Do you
he's
know where
dead.
the
Did
gin
what?
I really don't.
from?
I don't.
I don't know if we
I
checked, really. No, we
You-
kept him from lighting himself on fire.
You-
don't. I think we just left him unconscious after you tried to hit him with a shovel.
You know who made the
Yeah,
gin?
tried and failed.
You hit me with the shovel.
Sorry.
Are you sure that's good gin?
It
And not
didn't smell like
poisonous.
I'm going to find out. She's gonna pop open the cap and is gonna take a quick sip of it.
I'm going to roll a
The other
die.
one's
I'm going to roll
terrible.
a chance die to see on this, okay? Ready? This is how-
I knew several Irish farmers that made their own gin and went blind from it. I'd be careful.
I will
if
say there's a
were
reason
you.
it was called Blue Rune.
Can you do me a favor, Chastity? Can you make me a stamina roll real quick?
Sure.
Oh no.
No, she did use some of the other bottle of gin. She like basically finished that off to do the time effect.
Yep.
Oh, that's a 5 and a 2. What was I looking for?
You were looking for a 5.
It definitely
Okay.
did happen where people like TB was common, and there tended to be a little bit of a thought of, well, maybe this bottle of gin will be a bad batch. It's not suicide if I accidentally kill myself.
It's true. So you'll take a swig of it, and it is going to just
It's not a big swig, but enough to just be like,
It's not completely paint thinner, but there's a decent amount of that paint thinner taste to it underneath the juniper.
bleh.
Honestly,
I've
considering
heard worse.
yeah, I was about to say, considering the places you frequent, yeah, this is a 5 out of 10.
It'll suffice if I need it.
Worst case, we can just light it on fire.
All right, we're here. I'm just gonna let you know you're here. He says, looking through the slot.
Jess is gonna hop out into the pouring rain.
Could we grab you anything while we're in there, Dr. Taylor? You've been driving us, not Dr. Taylor. Sorry. Oh, I am.
I'm going in with you, Darcie. So
It's true. Doctor. Oh my God, I'm forgetting. I knew his first name's Vivian, but what's his
Freeman.
Freeman. Sorry, my brain's dead apparently. Would you like us to grab you any food or drink while we're in there, Dr. Freeman?
If there's a bottle of a beer or something like that, I wouldn't say no to it.
Duly noted.
Are there any like small, like kind of lap blanket style blankets in here?
Yes, tucked under the seat there is an Afghan.
They probably blend in relatively well with what everybody else is wearing. So Evelyn's gonna fold it into a shawl to kind of cover her
Well,
her nicer
an
clothing
Afghan
a little
blanket,
bit,
absolutely.
and she'll kind of cross it and tuck it into her waistband.
Okay, sounds good. With that, the door is wide, the rain is pouring down, and the street outside of you is full of people. Outside of the fish and chip, well, outside of Alfie's pub, there are a good 15, 20 people milling around, some of them singing songs, leaning up against each other next to a barrel fire that they've lit over by an alleyway. In my eyes, in my dreams, in my eyes. Singing that over there. You can hear that there's an Irishman over in the other alley there, leaning forward, saying, "Pardon me, miss." Oh, pardon me, that's an awful Irish accent. Let's redo that. Pardon me, miss. That's awful, too. He's British now. Excuse me, miss. Spare a coin for a poor soldier. He gestures down, and you can see that it looks like his legs have been amputated at the knees. Darcie, you and Josephine can see very well, however, it is very dark. You can both make me a perception and alertness roll.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna question the fact that Evelyn's lived here for a little while.
You have never been to Cheapside. I would say
Yes, but beggars don't stay in Cheapside. They go to better areas. So has she seen this particular scam before?
You may make me a wits and streetwise roll to see if you have.
Do I even have
difficulty 6.
streetwise?
Difficulty
I do
of 6.
not.
2 successes.
2
3
successes?
successes.
3 successes. Okay.
Is this one of the ones that's penalized by not having points if it's a talent?
It'll be a +1 difficulty.
+1. Okay, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 8 for you.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay,
Got
fantastic.
9s.
No 9s? All right. So, looking at that, you are going to... You know that there's a lot of scams, a lot of men coming back from the wars, either just beg, but around here, you'll know that no one here is probably looking for money. Well, no one here is going to be giving away free money, is what I should say there. So I would say that probably wigs you a tiny bit. Josephine, you are going to take a look at him. There's something... He's a handsome man, kind of, or at least he would be if he put on a little bit of weight. He's a little undernourished with very thick cheekbones. Think kind of Christian Bale in The Machinist, but not quite that far gone. You know what I'm talking about? Very hollow-cheeked, a bit of stubble filling in the gaps in the musculature. And he's leaning forward, kind of holding a hat out. But you kind of get a weird feeling based on the way he kind of has one of his hands kind of bracing his hip. You can't see his fingertips. They're under the coat. And it looks like he's leaning out with his left hand. Statistically, that's probably not the right one. Darcie, you're going to see, just out of the corner of your eye, with your enhanced vision, you're going to see the glint of metal under his coat, but also are going to see that there are a couple of lumps around the blanket that he has wrapped around his base, kind of like a Christmas tree. And while he's very good at this, his legs are probably not amputated. They're probably strapped with belts.
Josie starts being like, maybe I have something here. Starts patting.
Anything's
her pockets.
good. Anything's good. Come
sir,
on, love.
This is. We're smarter than that. I think you'd take your scam and take it somewhere else.
Can't get very far without legs,
Scam.
love.
Oh, well, you could
Maybe
try
if you
and
take the
straps.
off. Don't
Get out of
let
here, you
us-
mangy bitches, or I'll take the straps to you. Go on, get! And he'll kind of spit and kind of like flail his hand at you. What are you doing, Amy?
Well, Chastity, I think, hopped off and started heading towards the pub, and I don't think
Yeah.
she's noticed that everyone has stopped.
Sir, fair enough. So
So
you're
she's
getting
probably-
doused by rain.
Yeah,
But
and
you're
she's
headed
just
to-
kind of like heading on the way, and yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can head right into the pub if you want.
Oh, she absolutely will.
Yeah, that'll make your day better.
Everyone's
right,
just
so
gonna keep
keep
quiet.
on.
What-
Josie looks confused and
go?
just looks at Darcie like, what?
Darcie's like, oh, Darcie. Oh, Darcie's like,
I know you. You're the one with the witch.
excuse me.
You're one of those witches. Yeah, I know you. Should have burned your place down when I had the chance. No witches in England, right? Right? Fuck off.
Oh, why don't you take your legs and run away before I curse you if I'm such a witch?
The only curse you've got is what's between yours, love. Now take your blight away from here.
Darcie's fist is going to just like,
Evelyn's going to
Aw.
grab Darcie and pull her along, and also pull Josephine and go, "It's a scam. He was going to rob you if you offered him anything."
oh, I know, I saw that. His knife. I was going to.
I'm not telling you, Darcie. I'm telling Josephine, who obviously didn't
Nah.
recognize it.
People do that?
Yes. It's Cheapside, Josephine.
Why do they? Why would
Because
they do that?
Because they think it's easier to rob than earn an honest day's work.
All right. With that, the front door will yield for you, and you'll be able to join Chastity, who's already inside of the pub. Inside of the pub itself, there we go. The pub itself is tightly packed. Working men and women of the area are tightly kind of just radiating body heat as you come inside of here. The entire room is just this broad the entire pub is one broad room sectioned off in tiny corners with rickety tables aside from the bar itself. There are a few serving people, mostly women, as well as an old geezer with one milky eye and another that is patched over, running drinks around. The girls that are working have low-cut bodices and are playing up to get whatever extra coin they can. But each of them is showing quite a bit of skin and pockmarking. A lot of them are quite scarred up from it, in fact. It doesn't stop some of the men here who are equally as ugly from bad rearing or from bad circumstances for making their chances. You can hear in the back that someone is playing an accordion. People are chanting and singing along with whatever song it is, some bawdy tune of travelers that come around here. The entire place is muggy. Everyone here is soaked through, and the body heat is making it all just come up with a cloud. It's one part cloud from the outside, the rain, and one part just the odor of quickly drank gin badly brewed beer, and an utter lack of bodily cleanliness. With that, you're inside. It's quite packed. I'd say this room is, it's about the size of any pub that I know that all of us have ever been in real life, but we'll say that for the sake of argument, it's about, probably about 100 feet deep and about 60 feet wide in the main room. There are probably a couple of little alcove rooms and side rooms for illicit dealings, but the base room is about like that. When did darts start becoming a thing? Probably quite a while ago, right?
Huh.
1896.
Thank you very...
Or sorry, that's modern darts.
Okay.
The history does go back farther, so some kind of darts would be available.
Honestly, yeah, like people throwing sharp things at a wall is probably.
Yeah,
You know
like
what?
whether or not
They're-
they threw like knives at a wall
That's what I was
first.
literally about to
Considering
say.
the number of games there are with like knives and sharp things and walls thrown or body parts,
Yeah. Military pastime originating in England during the medieval era in the first couple of decades of the 14th century.
All right. So at the back, you can see that people are basically throwing pocket knives at the wall. Where at the back of the room, a crudely drawn, painted on bullseye target has been done, and a couple of men and one woman, a tall woman of mixed race. Actually, she's about not quite as dark-skinned as Dr. Freeman, but definitely has some African heritage in there. Is taking turns with a couple of giant blokes, hucking knives at the wall, and they seem to be having a pretty good time, even though she's whipping their asses.
I think Darcie's gonna make a beeline for that because she's
I want to try.
annoyed at the other guy in the alley and she wants to like chuck something at a wall right now.
I'm like, ooh, this is fascinating, and I need to go try it.
Evelyn's gonna try and stay relatively quiet because she knows the way she's dressed and the way she's styled, she does not fit in here. But
Yeah.
she's gonna try and stick around the others.
Chastity's gonna try and blend in as much as she can, but is also gonna try and keep an eye out for the guys that she saw in the vision.
All right, sounds
That's
good.
right.
Looks like I win again, she says, and pulls her knife out of the wall. They'll toss a couple of low coins on the table and say, "Oh, another one." You sure? I seem to be winning a lot. She smiles. Who am I thinking she looks like? Come on. Now all I can think of is third sister. But, but it's that kind of that kind of look. Now, unlike the rest of you who are dressed fairly modestly, this woman has a skirt that is just above boot length and has been slit down the side. As she leans over to pick up some of the coins and thrust them into a purse at her waist, you'll see that the slit slides all the way up to her waist, revealing an ample bit of thigh and rear. The men will turn and take a nice kind of gander and then go, one more round. And we'll toss a couple of coins down to make her bend over and get them. I think I can do one more round. She smiles and ducks. You don't need to make her roll to know that she knows what she's doing to get the money.
Excuse me, would you mind a few more people joining in?
I don't know. Who are a few more people? She says, turning and looking past you.
Myself. Oh, and I think, my friend here as well.
Loves, you wouldn't want to hurt
What's
your
that?
pretty hands on these. These are sharp knives, not knitting needles.
Josephine's gonna pull a knife out of her bag and be like, "Oh, I'm pretty familiar with sharp knives."
I grew up on a farm. I've done many a worse thing with a knife before.
Well, what you buying?
Oh, what is the current buy-in at?
I mean, I think right now we were doing pence, but we were just kind of getting started. If you'd like to really enjoy this, what do you say? Full shilling. If you've got it.
I'm gonna look at the money that I have, and I don't know what any of this means.
Yeah, I don't even know what Darcie would have.
Just a reminder, that's like a quarter of a year's wage.
A shilling?
Probably. Shillings? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we went through this
So like
last
that's
time.
a
and it-
lot of money.
Victorian money converter.
Should have written this down last time.
right?
Yeah, hold on. So currency converter, Victorian money converter. Here we go. I'm gonna say convert. Well, they're saying that $100. See, this is the problem because the calculations don't adjust for inflation and what this
Well-
would be worth, right? Wait,
Like they don't actually say what is common for the era.
converts
which-
from modern U.S. dollars to Victorian era pounds, shillings, pence. Now, does that? So this is assuming that one mid 19th century pound is 85 U.S. dollars.
I'd say that's low.
Well, she will name an amount that is the equivalent of about $150. How's that? So
Yeah.
a steep toss of the knife.
Darcie will look into her purse, and if she has anything,
Who has resources?
I have the money I stole off the guy at the cemetery.
You have enough money for this. He had a lot of money in there.
Yes.
I have resources too. Actually,
Yeah, you actually have it on you. And
Sweet.
I would like to implore any of our viewers who are good at fiscal history, please help because I'm bad at this. This is the thing. I can describe like awful areas of London 400 years ago, 200 years ago, 150 years ago, whatever. But I can't do math to save my life because I have a BFA.
But yeah, so Darcie will pull it out and don't think she would bring out her ceremonial dagger that she has with her, but
Well, same knife. I don't know if yours is weighted.
no, of course.
That's fair. Fair for everyone.
Do you mind if we take a few practice throws with it, since you already have an advantage of?
Oh, not at all. Of course not. Ladies first. And she'll hand the knife out at. Did both of you put in?
Yeah. Josephine looked to see what Darcie put in and then was like trying to match it with coins or with money that she
Sounds good.
has.
So she's gonna hand the knife to you, handle first, and hand it to her. Ladies first. Whichever of you that is.
Offer to Darcie.
Sure, Darcie will take the knife and
We'll sit this one out, love.
Kick their ass, Lavina. Won't be a problem. So, before I take your money, what are your names?
Darcie.
Darcie.
Josephine Carrington.
Lavina
There's
Motley.
there's a hesitation right at the end as she tries not to go into her title because she's been told that maybe she shouldn't.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. The knife she hands you is a small, slim dirk. Basically one of the slimmest, sharpest knives that you've handled in quite a while. Definitely almost more of a pin cushioner than an eating or utility knife. But it's pretty well balanced, actually. Do you want to try to throw it at the wall?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's going to be dexterity and athletics.
All right.
Specialties in hand-eye coordination would apply.
Nope, I got not great, but
Okay, so you can test it a couple of times to see what's up.
what's my difficulty?
Difficulty on this, well, it depends. How good are you trying to do? You trying to hit the bullseye?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to say that it's pretty dim in here because it's only lit by gas lights. However, the two of you have sight effects on. So I'll say that for you, all of your difficulties are going to be difficulty of, we'll say, we'll say 7 because it's kind of a weird thing to do. Throw knives at a wall. It's like
Okay.
axe throwing with tiny knives.
So 2 successes.
I
for
throw
the
knives
first
in
one.
modern day. It's fun.
It's true. But you've had more practice at it.
This is true.
So we'll say difficulty 7 for this.
Okay.
So you're doing a practice throw?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
2 successes on the first one.
Sounds good.
And 2 successes on the second one as well.
Okay. So you'll manage to get pretty close to the bullseye on both accounts. Like, just kind of like right around the center ring. Not bad. How about the dark one? Josephine.
Yeah. I think Josephine would take the knife and give it a couple throws. 7 as well, if I'm going for
7 as
bullseye.
well, yeah.
That's 3 on the first one.
Okay, so you're going to nick the edge of the bullseye,
And 4 on the second.
and you're going to hammer it almost next to the center of the bullseye on the second throw.
Nice.
It's going to hit it nice in the gut of the bullseye.
Nice.
Oh. Surprised. I was right to not call you ladies. You're obviously better than that. So, time to throw.
Yeah.
Who goes first?
Why don't you go first since we
Yeah.
have
Why
our
don't you
practices?
set the bar for us? Sorry, I didn't catch your name quite. There was some muffled speech over. It was
Lavina.
Lavina.
Lavina Motley. Ain't that right, boys? Cheers, Lavina! A bunch of guys nearby will cheers her. Now, as this is happening, what are the other two of you doing? Evelyn, are you watching? Keeping an eye on this?
Yep,
Okay.
I think so. Just kind of trying to keep a bit quiet and not stand out.
So as you're doing that, a man with kind of a reddish beard that's coming in kind of patches. He's probably about 23, 24 at the most. A bit chubby faced, kind of a farmer build, but shock red hair like Darcie's, is going to approach. Kind of looks a little bit like you wouldn't know who I'm talking about, but a little bit like Andy Richter. Kind of approaches. Excuse me, miss, if you'd like a seat to watch, you can have mine. He'll take off one of his page cap and brush the seat off that he's sitting at a nearby table. Can't have a lady stand.
Oh, well, thank you.
Do you come here often?
Not really. No, it's my first time here. My
that's-
friend over there is from this area.
Really? Yeah, what do you drink? I can get you something. My name's Gib. I mean, everybody calls me Gib. My name's Johnny Gibson.
Pleasure to meet you, Johnny. I'm Evelyn.
Do you like gin, Evelyn? Or beer? Or,
A beer would be lovely.
a girl that likes beer dressed like you? Love it. I love it. My mom
She
said
will
it.
just casually flirt with him.
Mom said I was going to have a good night tonight. A beer. Coming right up. And he's going to skitter over to...
He seems fairly harmless to her, so she'll be entertaining.
All right, so Johnny Gibson's going to do that. Now, meanwhile, while that is going on, Chastity, you're keeping an eye out and really looking around for things, right?
Oh yeah. She's looking to see if she can spot the guys from the scrying vision, and if she doesn't see them, she's going to. She's casually also just like wringing out edges of her shirt that I'm assuming are drenched and like just kind of casual. She's got like her prop like tucked to the side, and she's like
Okay. Do you have
Around.
any... What are your effects that you have up right now? You have your mind
She has a
shield up?
mind shield. That's
Is
it right
that it?
now.
Okay,
Yeah. And remember, she has a penalty because of the task mushroom she had earlier.
this is true.
Just a
You-
perception.
Sure. Now you have perceived these people using time magic. You could actually, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you could use mind one to try to pick out their mind patterns in the crowd.
Yeah, she'll do that. If she's So she's looking around, and but she's also gonna kind of like sidle her way up to near the bar itself.
Sure. Behind the bar, there is a rather scarred up, but slightly flabby man in his mid-40s. His skin is kind of leathery from a lot of time working at the docks, but a little pale, like he hasn't been out there in a while, but it's just, he's got that worker's complexion.
She's also gonna unbutton a couple of her, like, the top buttons of her shirt, just to, like, make herself look a little more scruffed up and kind of...
Sure, sounds good. He's gonna look over at you, see down the front of your shirt, kind of give you a look, kind of baring some of his missing teeth. The rest of them are quite yellowed. What'll it be, love?
She's gonna put the bottle of gin on the counter and say, "This is shit. Got anything better?"
I know that shit. That's Campbell's.
Yeah?
You can't trust a Scotsman.
I'm not from around here.
I'm Alfie.
Pleasure.
This is my establishment. It's a good place. Where are you from, love? Gin, you drink of choice?
I'm not picky.
Story seems to differ.
There's a difference between quality and type.
This is Christie's. You'll like it better.
Trade ya. She'll push the bottle over and grab the...
Yeah. Make me an appearance roll.
Sure, just straight up, like,
Yep.
appearance.
Appearance actually caps your first impressions.
Yeah.
So, and I know your social stats are higher than your appearance.
Oh
so.
no! So my appearance is 3, but if I
Yep.
roll that, I of course got a 1, a 1, and a 7.
Okay. Well, that's just a fail, not a botch.
Yeah.
So you'll kind of smile, and a bit of mud is just going to drip right into your cleavage.
It's been a rough night. She's gonna wipe that off and just kind of like...
The first drink's on me. If you want anything more than that, it's going to take more than a bottle of Campbell's to convince me.
That's totally fair.
You here to
fair.
work?
I am looking for information, but I can work.
All right. I've got 2 rooms upstairs. You can use them. 50% of your cut. And you leave a piece of collateral at the bar. Something nice. Whatever you got. That necklace of yours.
She's gonna pick it up it's a little cross.
Yeah, something nice just in case so you don't run off without paying your half. Or do you mean you wanted to work bar?
No. I'm a little attached. You know, I'm a woman of faith.
Love, you get it back in the morning.
Are you sure it's necessary? And she's gonna attempt... I don't know if I want to persuade or if I want to go for a mind effect here.
Which one do you want to do?
She's gonna knock back the drink and she's gonna be like, is it really necessary? And yeah, she's gonna try and see if she can persuade him that he doesn't need it.
Okay, so you can make me give me an arete roll at difficulty of 5.
Okay.
However, go ahead and make me at difficulty 5 for him.
Okay. That's... And 10s explode for this?
Yeah, we're doing magic 10s explode.
gonna be a 4 successes.
Holy crap.
Yep.
What do you mind projecting into him?
She's an honest worker and doesn't need the collateral.
So trust. So a feeling
Yeah.
of trust.
Really trustworthy. And do you have any regulars that like a little bit of pain, like a little rough?
Yeah, quite a few. You've got a strange accent. You Yank?
Yes, that's what I'm called. Yeah.
I tell you what, you do enough Yanks, you can easily pay for a night here. Hey, Alfie, can I get it? Shut the fuck up! I'll be with you. I got to go.
Here, and he'll slide a key across the bar to you.
You can use the room in the corner upstairs. The one with the red doorknob.
Red doorknob. All right.
You got it till morning. You do your own laundry, though.
Of course.
And clean up afterwards.
Of course, I'm not some sort of heathen.
Well, how are you going to make the money then? And he's going to toss a bar rag at you. To help mop up. And he'll turn and go start serving other people.
Yep. And yeah, she's gonna basically just take a moment, finish the drink, and try and find those mind patterns.
Okay. Looking for those mind patterns. This is going to be pretty easy overall. I want you to do me a favor and make me an Arete roll. Difficulty of 4 because it's quite busy in here.
Okay. It's gonna be 3 successes.
Okay, that's fantastic. And I'm just checking one last thing. Okay. So, how do you do this? Do you just pray to see where they are? Do you?
No, most of her mind stuff is her cult of ecstasy, so the drinking is honestly the best part here, and yeah.
You'll see one of them over in the corner. There's a stairwell that winds up through the center of the room up to the 2nd floor. That one, Scott, I think was the
Mr.
smaller
Scott?
one. Mr. Scott
Yes. Mr.
over
Scott.
there is chatting with a couple of men, kind of laughing uproariously. But you can't detect Mr. Dobbs. And then, as you look around, you'll notice that there's, besides the noise of the commotion around here, there's bits of dust that's falling from the roof, from the ceiling above you. The wood is just giving way. People are up there moving around, doing various things on the 2nd floor. And the commotion is causing the dust from the floorboards to come through. And for just a second, you'll see a little flicker.
Huh?
You
Divide and
think he's
conquer.
upstairs.
I don't remember which one seemed like the one that would be the most.
I think Dobbs was the bigger,
Yeah.
gruffer sounding one, and Scott was a little more kind of graspy and like a little more foxish.
Yeah. So honestly, I think she wants information from both of them, but let me do this. She's taking her time, like kind of thinking while they're doing their stuff, and just like, okay. Plan A. Plan A is get Mr. Scott otherwise occupied and detained.
Okay.
Because Dobbs, or Dabs, or whatever,
Dobbs. It'll be Dobbs.
maybe
Dobbs.
taking a little bit of time still.
Okay.
So I think she's gonna think about that, and then she's gonna finish up her drink, and start hop down and start kind of like slowly making her way over to him.
As you finish your drink, you're going to set it down, and there's going to be another burst, a little flicker of light upstairs. And as it reaches you, you're going to suddenly get a quick flash that passes over you. You have no idea what this is. This isn't the scope of your effect at all. But a yelp echoes through your mind, and you'll suddenly have the feeling like someone has struck you across the mouth very hard, enough to rattle your teeth and cut your lip. Your lip's fine, but you could feel a beating. You could feel the sharp intake of breath and hear the high-pitched shriek of a woman.
Oh, that motherfucker. And she's gonna switch directions and head for the stairs.
Okay.
Immediately.
Sounds good. All right. As you start heading up the stairs, over there, a beer slid in front of you. Evelyn, I didn't miss anything, did I? Oh, no, it looks like she's just winding up.
I think so. No, not yet.
Ladies first, then. In front of you, Lavina will say, as she draws back the blade and let fly. With the willpower, that's respectable. First round is going to be 3 successes. What we'll do 3 rounds, and it'll be total number of successes.
Just before we get too far to that,
Yes.
can I use matter to quickly check out my beer?
Mm-hmm.
Or would that
Absolutely.
be life for checking for something
It
not
depends
beer
whether or
related?
not if you're looking for organic compounds, it'd be life, like currently living yeast and things like that. But if you're just kind of like doing a quick,
No, I'm looking for it to make sure there's no compounds in there that I don't think should be there.
that would be matter. If you're looking for parasites, that's life.
No, just parasites don't really live in beer for the most part. Like that's the whole point of doing beer versus water.
Theoretically, yes,
Yeah.
but this is the Victorian era. Who knows what the water is that has been added to the beer after it's been poured? So there could be something in there for a few minutes, or bacterial infections, things like
Yeah.
that. Because there could be E. coli in that beer. Depends how we're getting.
That's true. Typically,
nitty-gritty.
beer was the safer option to drink.
True,
in
but I
general,
mean,
but-
if there was a rag covered in shit that was used to wipe the glass, and then they poured beer, there's still a cross contamination risk. But
I mean, I think there's a cross contamination risk just sitting in this bar. So
that's fair. All right, so go ahead and do me a favor, and give me a difficulty of.
I've got matter 3 if that
Are
matters.
you using your specialty tool, or are you just kind of like holding it up to the light and giving it a quick appraisal?
Yeah, I think just kind of tilting it to let one of the candlelight lanterns run through it a little bit,
Okay.
very discreetly.
All right, so it's going to be about difficulty of can't speak. Difficulty of 5. Difficulty of 5 because of your held successes or your held effects.
2 successes, one of which was a 10.
Perfect. All right, so taking a quick look at it, it's been watered down.
That's fine. As long
Not
as there's
hair.
no poison or drugs in it.
No, it's bad beer.
Okay.
It's immature. It hasn't been brewed long enough, and it's been watered down. It's not going to taste particularly good, and let me just see. He was in a hurry, and it's got a shitty head on it. It's also kind of warm. It's also very warm, actually, because they don't have refrigeration here. Nobody paid for ice.
They also don't do that.
Don't do what? Chill it? I
Warm,
know.
cold beer. Yeah.
I know. All right. So it's a bad beer. Go.
Okay. She
All
will
right.
gingerly sip it.
All right. So meanwhile, on the other side, who's throwing the knife first?
I think Darcie will try. I think, does this does Lavina seem like someone that would be, I guess, would purposely throwing the match be a way to like get into her like good graces? Basically, Darcie trying to get like chummy with her.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If you would like, you can make a manipulation plus athletics roll.
Sure. Yeah.
I would also allow dexterity plus persuasion doesn't exist in the system, but dexterity plus empathy.
No, I'll do manipulation and because my social stats are my good ones. What's my difficulty?
Difficulty on this, it's going to be 6, but it's going to be contested by her. Basically.
Okay. Oh, there's a 1 in there. Poop. Would have been 3, but it's 2 with that.
Okay. So throwing it, you'll get a nice spot. It's a good throw, but it's not as good as you probably could have done. It's going to lodge next to where her knife did, left a gouge kind of next to the bullseye center. Oh, not a bad throw. You have to try again.
Oh, well, do you come here often?
Often enough.
I see. Do you often take these other poor saps for their money then? I see. Quite talented you.
Come on, they're getting a show.
It's true. You have quite a nice figure, if you don't mind me saying. It might be a bit bold of me, but they're definitely getting a good show for that.
Of course they should. And of course I do. I'm a performer. I perform.
I can see it's very impressive throw.
Oh, I'm just giving you a quick... Oh, it's just a quick lesson. Speaking of which, knife girl. Give us a throw, Joe.
Let's go for it. What was my difficulty again?
Difficulty 7.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes. All right, you're going to land it right next to where she did it. Good for you. It's a nice throw. All right, so...
This is fun.
It is fun.
Thanks.
It is.
Come on, gentlemen. Do you want to bet on this as well? Some of the men are going to say, no, you've got plenty.
I think Darcie will start, looking like she's getting serious. She'll take off her like shawl that she's been wearing from the rain and like start kind of getting
look
a little
at
bit.
you. You've got all your rain slicked clothes on top of your babs. Come on, we could work it pretty well.
It's true.
I bet that one would look good too if she'd do a collar down a bit. What do you say, Joe? Take some blokes for money?
I'm sorry, what?
You're right, my throw. And she's going to turn and throw without really looking. I'm not lying, by the way, when I say what I'm about to say.
Oh no.
Holy shit. With the willpower, that's 11 successes.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
So she's gonna turn and not even look and throw it, and her knife is like, and you're going to see that as it was going there, this big fucking horsefly was going is skewered against the board. If you don't mind.
Impressive.
Very impressive.
You guys are gonna get fucked out of your money.
Only for lucky gents.
What'd she say?
I think Darcie is, because Darcie is a little wee tiny Irish girl, but she's very good at like noticing people and kind of filling the room. So she's gonna start like undoing her shirt a little bit, trying to
Okay.
give the boys a show.
All right, she's going to grab her knife and hand it over. And as that is happening, nearby Evelyn, Johnny is going to lean in and go, those are your friends, right?
Current
They
companions, yes, they're very competitive.
didn't wager more money than they have, right?
No, they're fine, I think.
Okay,
Might be all that they have, but
I know Lavina. I know of Lavina. She's a carny, knife thrower.
yeah, she seemed to be taking those gentlemen for a ride. One in which they were going to lose all their money.
I think they were paying to see the sights. She's got
She seemed to be doing it deliberately.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Cheers. Ding. All right, Darcie, give it to me.
Is there any way I could use strength in my throw?
You may use strength in athletics, but the result will be different.
Cool. I would like to do that.
Okay, give it to me. Strength in athletics, difficulty of 6.
Okay. Would raw power
Yes.
apply to this?
Yes.
Sweet.
If you
Sweet.
choose to have raw power apply, raw power will apply in a specific way.
Yep. Misspent a willpower.
Oh, God.
What's you said? Difficulty 6.
Yep.
All right. 6 successes.
Did you get any 10s?
I got 2 10s.
Okay, you re-rolled them?
Yep.
Okay. Darcie is going to rear back and throw, and is not so much going to... What's going to happen is you're going to throw the knife, and it's going to go through the air, going tip over handle, and is going to slam into the wall right at the thickest part of its handle, and is going to punch into the old boarding behind that has been perforated by punctures so many times over the months and years, and is going to leave a hole in the wall about the size of a basketball, and you are going to hear a blood-curdling and
You're supposed to stick it with the other end.
blood is going to start splurting out of the hole, as well as a confetti of feathers. Well, that's one
I
way
mean,
to
that's
get it.
how we. I was gonna say that's how I was taught to kill chickens on the farm.
It's one way.
Love, if you're looking for cock, I'd suggest going after it with a little less bloodlust.
I mean, did you see the scammer out in front?
Greg's not bad. He wouldn't
He
cut
called
you.
me a.
He called
No.
you a what?
He called me a bitch. And a witch.
Well, whichever you are, go get my fucking knife.
Yes, right away. She'll go grab
Okay.
the knife.
So, as you glance in, ooh, God, chaos. Chaos! Cool. That reminds me, I gotta move your paradox totals forward. You've managed to throw a knife that crashed through the wall into the room behind, and as you lean forward, you can see that the knife has shattered. It's broken completely away from its handle. The tip is snapped off. It was a well-weighted knife, and it was actually, pardon me, it is not snapped off of its handle. The handle is cracked for sure because it was a full tang with a wooden slide over it. But the tip is completely broken off and has embedded itself in the side of a rooster's throat that is running around splurting blood madly. It looks like this back room is where some of the livestock that are cooked up here are kept. Chickens, things like that. Tons of crates and so on. You can't reach the knife from this angle. You'd have to get into the storeroom to get it, or you'd have to tear the wall open with your bare hands. Which
Yeah, I think she's gonna meekly go over to the bar
Okay.
to try and
Do
get
me a
into the
favor. Make me a
store.
perception and alertness roll at a difficulty of, you have heightened senses, difficulty 7.
Perception and alertness, cool. Oh man, what? That's gonna be one success with that one.
As you
there.
turn, as you're looking in the hole, you're going to see that looks like there's a figure inside of the room. You can see the back of a man's coat. And as you're facing that way, the cacophony over to your right has the cacophony over your shoulder of the rest of the pub is momentarily blocked out. And you can get a clear sound, like a clear listen at what's on the other side of the hole for just a quick second. And in that moment, as you are looking, pardon a second. Basically, as you lean forward and see this man, you are going to hear, aside from the sound of the crunch of the music and the laughter and the people drinking, sound of crunching and slurping. It's just for a second, but you can definitely know the sound of chicken bones snapping. It sounds honestly like the time that your uncle's dog got into the chickens. Poor dog. That was the first dog you ever lost, actually, swallowing a live chicken. Not the whole thing, but chicken bones and dogs. They don't have to be cooked chicken bones for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Oh, how smart is Darcie? How
Nope.
smart are you, girl? Nope. Oh, yeah, it's true. Excuse me.
The man's back will stiffen. And then will move forward rather quickly. You'll hear the sound of a distant door crashing open. And then slamming shut, the sound of rain bubbling in from the outside for just a moment as it does. So, meanwhile, Josephine, Darcie's kind of squatting in front of a hole, like, talking to it. There's, like, a little bit of blood that's kind of, like, spurting on the side of her face, and she's not paying attention to it.
Darcie. Gonna get closer. Darcie. Like,
Oh,
go. What's wrong?
There was a man in that room eating a chicken, and then he ran away.
Just eating a chicken?
I think so. I'm assuming it wasn't cooked. I heard the sound of crunching bones, like he was eating it. And then he made like a weird kind of grunting sound and then ran away. I probably shouldn't have said hello to him, but I didn't want to scare him.
I mean, at least he ran away and not attacked?
Yeah, that's... Yeah. I can't quite get the knife, though, and I feel really bad about that. I'm gonna have to go around and ask the barkeep to get in, maybe. And also apologize for murdering a chicken.
Fair.
Sorry, Lavina. I'm going to have to go around and get into the storage room. I can't quite reach it. Also,
I like
think
that knife.
I'm probably going to have to get you a replacement.
My father gave me that knife before he died. It's the last thing I had to remember him by.
Wonder if Evelyn would be able to fix it.
Oh, that's true. I might have a friend that could be able to.
But it wouldn't be the same.
Nonsense. It'd just be back to the way it was, I'm sure.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, come on, we can fix this.
All right. So you go to do that. Evelyn, you are sitting nearby. And,
I think Darcie has like blood splattered all over her now.
yeah, just like covering the right side of your face where you were going into the hole.
Yeah, exactly.
So
just
what's Evelyn doing nearby?
Still sitting watching. Did Chastity share the names that she'd heard with the rest of us?
Yes, she,
Yes,
Okay.
she
and
did. She
brief
said 'em-
descriptions of what they looked like.
All right. She might try and very casually try and get info from, what was it, Johnny? Jesse? Johnny?
Johnny.
Sitting with her.
So what are you trying to get?
I think she'll try and play the slightly silly woman.
I want you to do
And-
me a favor. Make me a manipulation and subterfuge roll. You can use charisma if you prefer, though.
Yeah, I would prefer charisma.
Okay, sure. So you're not trying to get anything out of him. You're just trying to make a good impression. Now, you are going to be...
Maybe get him talking sort of thing.
You can only roll as many dice as your appearance, but I'll raise your appearance by 1 for the copious amounts of alcohol and another point for his copious amount of desperation.
Okay.
So
So what's the roll?
what's your appearance?
It's the same as my charisma.
Okay. So you can... Well, that doesn't help me. What's the number?
3.
Okay. So you can roll charisma plus subterfuge, max of 5 dice, though. Actually, you know what? We'll just use it this way. Because that's an old rule, and I don't remember if it carried over into Victorian Era. So in there...
Yeah, I was gonna say because I didn't know that rule, so I built up a charisma 4 on my character, but only have appearance 3. Because I was not told that rule.
You also had the book.
Yeah, it's
But-
true.
Go ahead and give me charisma plus give me charisma plus subterfuge. Sorry,
Okay.
I was zoning out for a second trying to remember.
Okay. So what's the difficulty? I do not have subterfuge.
6.
Okay.
Remember, if it's the first column on your sheet, there's no difficulty increase. If it's the middle one, there's a +1, and you can't roll on the rightmost.
Well, but Streetwise is on the first column, and you increased it based on not having it.
I did because of your background.
Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So yeah, you'll be able to do a good job of chatting and kind of making good with him. So what are you trying to do? Just kind of have a pleasant time?
But basically kind of work it around to, oh, well, my friend Chastity is looking for these fellows. Have you heard of them before?
I heard of them.
Apparently, she thinks they spent time around here. I believe,
Well, that's Mr. Scott over there. He says, pointing as he says it at that wrong moment in a conversation. And a couple of men who are boisterously standing around Mr. Scott over on the other side of the stairwell are going to go, I think he's talking about you, Gov. Yeah, I'm
she
Scott.
still has her blanket wrapped around her.
What do you want, you piggy fuck? Nothing, sir. Nothing, sir. Ladies looking for a real man? Huh? Fuck off. He goes forward and crosses the bar and kicks Johnny's stool, causing him to stumble onto the ground and kind of move a bit away. No, sir, there's no reason for that. The lady just was looking for a Mr. Scott, and obviously you are not he. Am I the Scott you're looking for? He turns to you.
I don't know. A friend was asking.
I'll be your friend. He's going to take a step forward. Now, Josephine, you and Darcie are headed this way. You're about, probably, I'd say about 10 feet from this. He's going to take a step forward and is going to put his hand, or attempt to put his hand, on the back of Evelyn's neck. Looking like he's about to manhandle you a bit. What do you do?
Well, if he's essentially standing in front of her.
Yes, he's kind of like leaning over the table. It looks like he's very inebriated. The man is kind of like a scrawny Jason Statham, so about 5'10", bald, with his hair kind of quick cropped around the side, kind of like broad flat face with a nose that's been broken at least once. Probably about 170 pounds.
Can she so I'm picturing if he's trying to reach for her, she doesn't really want to be grabbed because that puts her at a bit of a disadvantage. But I want to try and dodge it in a way that doesn't look incredibly like obvious that she's dodging, like that kind of gentle, oh, she leaned to pick something up sort of dodge.
Sure. So what you're going to do is you're going to give me dexterity and athletics. And what's going to be is contested versus my strength and brawl. You could also use dexterity and subterfuge if you would prefer.
No, athletics, it works.
Okay. So he has... Okay, difficulty 6, contested. Okay.
That's 3 successes.
Okay, I've got 3 successes as well. Oh, pardon me, no, I only have 2 successes. I moved the dice to the wrong spot.
She'll do that kind of slightly gentle dodge and offer him the beer, like kind of put it up so that his hand closes on that. Oh, well, if you wanted a beer, you should have just said.
I'd rather have a taste of what you got there, love.
It's not for sale.
Sir, there's no reason for that. And Johnny's going to kind of put his hand on the man's chest and try to push him away from you. Okay.
He's going to get his ass beat.
I would like an initiative roll from everyone in the nearby vicinity. Okay.
I forget what gets added to that.
Your dexterity and wits. Okay. And tends to explode if you have a specialty in like quick thinking or quick reaction in either wits or dex. Okay, so pop those in the chat right now. Okay, so Darcie is at 14. Okay, I'm at 15, so that's good for Scott. Darcie.
Hold a while.
So goes Scott, Darcie, Evelyn, Joe. I guess Lavinia could roll. Lavinia rolled a 3.
Ooh.
That's you know, she's still faster than Johnny.
Oh.
He puts his hand on Mr. Scott's chest and goes to push away, and Mr. Scott lets go of you and is going to kind of jostle around, and it looks kind of like from where you're standing, like he kind of like shifts and kind of shoulders into him.
And no touching.
Holy shit. I'm using the new dice. Okay.
No touching. Did you see the lady and I were having a talk?
He's going to turn and slam into him. Darcie, as you're approaching, you're going to see that his hand went like into his pocket and up before he did it. And he's going to kind of just like push kind of Johnny toward the center of the room. As Johnny's going to stumble a tiny bit, and in the din of the crowd, everyone here can do me a favor and please make me a perception plus alertness roll at a difficulty of 8.
So would you say, like, I noticed he put his hand in his pocket and shoved up? Like, was that with one hand and the other hand he pushed him, or like?
So basically, he had his hand out like around Evelyn, kind of like reaching for her. She brushed. He got pushed, and he kind of went like that.
Oh, okay.
Like his hand was in his pocket already.
Oh, his hand was okay. And
his
then,
right hand was back and came up and kind of. It looks like he might have punched Johnny or something. Okay. Probably. What side's the liver on? Liver's on the right, right?
I don't know.
Yes, everything like is important on the right. Because remember, my doctor and I went through this. Nothing
except for the heart.
The
the heart's kind of center left.
Does detail-oriented apply? Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Difficulty 8. Any successes will work.
I rolled 2 1s and 2 8s, so F me, I guess.
Okay, so you're more focused on solving the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 successes. Okay.
3 from me.
Joe, you are going to see the mass in his hand that goes and it's a quick flash. You are going to not be able to see it from where you are, Evelyn, but you are going to see a spray of blood. As Johnny stumbles back, blood is going... and blood is instantly going to be on his lips as you see it kind of gushing out of a deep knife wound in his stomach. You don't see the knife, Joe. You see that Scott is able to like kind of just put it under his coat again. He's very, very quick at this. But it's very obvious to anybody inside of about 5 feet what just happened. Johnny's going to stumble a couple of steps, bleeding profusely. And Darcie, it's your turn. So it looks like for you, as you're approaching, it looks like they're getting in a bit of a row, and this chubby guy is kind of like being shoved away and shamed.
Okay. I think Darcie's gonna walk up and kind of because it from her perspective, she didn't see the blood or anything from that guy, so it kind of just looks like a little bit of like people are getting a little bit in each other's face. So she's gonna go up and kind of be like trying to almost like get in between, or like kind of like go in between
And just kind of do this, like put your hands
Evelyn
up.
And just kind of like use her strength to kind of like gently like push on him and be like,
so you have a hand on him. Do you have a hand on Evelyn or hand on Johnny?
I think a hand on Johnny just to see how he is too. So
you're going to
put
your hand on him and kind of like try to separate the fight. And the second you do, your hand is going to be drenched in something sticky and warm.
Is it spreading fast? Is it a little bit noticeable, or is it like super noticeable?
It's like that, like it's a deep puncture wound, and is going to be bleeding. Like it's not like spraying, but it is like one of those movie moments where it's like it starts small and goes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's kind of, it's still spraying. It's still early on. I think Darcie's gonna try and subtly try and heal him.
Subtly try and heal him. How would you do this?
I think she's gonna go, oh, it's all right. It's just a scratch on here. Let me put some pressure on it, and put her hand to it.
Okay. How do you do this in terms of your faith?
My faith and my mother's spellbook. I think
you don't have your mother's spellbook out for this.
No, she doesn't. I know. I think she's going to grab her.
Is the spellbook unique, or is it?
It's unique to her.
So if you don't have it, it's a +3 difficulty, and you have to spend a willpower.
Is it your unique, or is it your unique focus or a specialty focus?
That's true.
Unique
There's
is
a difference.
unique is a category where if you don't have it, you can't cast.
Oh no, I think it's just.
I think it's just the specialty.
But
Okay,
it's her mother's book. So if she doesn't have her mother's book, I think it'd be a difficulty. Like if it's taken away from her, Kelly. Basically, that's how you kind of.
That is the unique.
That is unique then, yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay. Then that is a unique focus.
So you'll
for
have
her,
to.
then.
So unless you can whip that out to do the magic with it,
No, I think she's just gonna try and
You're just gonna will it.
Okay, so
just gonna will it.
spend me a willpower. So you're just going to will it? Okay, so that's a +3 difficulty. Let's do the math on this. So that is a -2 for your moon phase, a +3, life 3. This is going to be absolutely uncanny. All right, you're at difficulty of, I'm going to say that your concentration is a bit taxed as well.
Okay.
But that is not going to matter for that. Just checking any final modifiers here. Boop, boop, boop. Page 502. Okay. Opposed resonance. If we're using resonance, we're really not. Working without instruments.
Yeah, she basically has nothing, but she like touches blood, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I need to do something about this."
How many effects do you have up right now?
I have 2.
Okay. Difficulty 9, please.
Oh God! All right.
Welcome to the other side, Robin.
Yep. Okay. Come on, dice. Actually, I'm gonna use my new dice because they've been somewhat nice to me. Please, no ones. I got a 9 and a 10 and a 3.
Okay.
So 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. And that is... Okay. 3 successes. You are going to put pressure on the wound and immediately heal it.
Oh, it's not so bad. It's just a scratch.
Yeah. All right. So, Evelyn, it's your turn. You got a sense of exactly what that is. You're going to see that as Darcie puts her hand on it and says a quick prayer to the wick or whatever she needs to focus, blood is going to be seeping out from between her fingertips, and then it's just going to stop flowing. Darcie, that is going to be, it's going to be another point of paradox for you. I'm just going to bank that on your sheet.
So yeah, she would have like been muttering in Gaelic under her breath, so it doesn't sound necessarily like super weird, but she's gonna be like, "It's gonna be fine," and just mutter something off in Old Irish.
Now, do you speak Old Irish? Did you take that as a language?
I did.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Thank you for being one of the few mages that does that. You and Jen took the language-based thing, and you're like, we're gonna buy the language.
Yep.
I would have if I had a language.
I know.
Well,
but
I mean, I do.
We played with a lot of mage players who were like, I speak in Latin and ancient Hebrew, and you're like, did you pick that up? Yeah, did you get that at the Y? Like, take ancient Kabbalah classes down at the YMCA? Like, come on.
I worked with a lot of old German scientists. I speak German. I took the language merit.
Oh yeah, you speak German. That German is the science language.
Yeah, exactly.
It was Arabic, now it's German. Soon it'll be Russian. And then it'll be
It was also
California.
Latin at some point.
That's true. There's a bit of it.
Arabic, Latin, German.
That's true. Sorry, I didn't mean to shame your research.
My science!
All right, so Darcie, you're going to do that. That's going to handle that. And then Evelyn, what's going on?
I don't think I have anything that can like dull this guy down at all. Now, do I have with matter 3? Do I have or matter 3 or entropy 3? Do I have to be touching the item to say dull it? Could I dull his knife at a distance?
Anything you can perceive. However, it has to work inside of your foci and your paradigm.
Okay.
So I don't know how you would do that. Like maybe splash him with the beer because it's
That's what I was thinking.
It's corrosive water.
Shriek and fling it all at the same time.
Maybe you have a tiny vial in your purse. You're just like, and dump it in the beer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so what I need you to do is make me an arete roll. This is going to be at a difficulty of, you have 2 effects.
God damn it,
on
I keep losing dice on the floor.
How many successes do you have? Or
I didn't hear the difficulty yet, so.
I'm how many effects do you have up?
1.
Okay. So that's going to be a difficulty of, if you're trying to dull the knife, you're dulling it or breaking it?
I was thinking just dulling it, but I suppose if I have entropy, I could just kind of cause it to degrade a bit so that maybe the next time he tries something, it breaks.
Sure. You can do that with
maybe
entropy.
I basically want it to be that he can't really hurt somebody with it, but besides as a blunt object.
Entropy 3, matter 3.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, you are at difficulty of 7. Seven?
2 successes.
2 successes. All right, so you're going to shriek and like throw the mug on him.
Yeah.
It's going to shatter on the ground as it spills beer all down his front.
The fuck you doing that for?
Josephine, what are you doing?
Well, this looks like a fun scene, and I'm going to insert myself into it by yelling, "Oi, give face!" and grabbing my bag. And I want to use forces to make it worse as I try to hit him with my bag.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do the Rattray roll first. This is going to be does your bag have a forces sigil inscribed in it? You really should just sew that into the lining.
I mean, yeah, it probably does at this point because I've done so much with it. But
I'll allow it.
sure, yeah.
Do it with a little bit of Latin on the side. Okay, that's
Yeah.
going to be forces 2. Give that to me at 1, 2. This is not uncanny. I've been hit with a woman's purse before. That's going to be at a difficulty of 5. 6 because of your effects. You have 2 up right now, right?
That's 3 ones.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I'm still getting used to the Victorian paradox right now. So
Oh my goodness,
a
Jen.
botched roll
Oh my
inflicts 1
goodness.
point of straits upon the caster. I'm going to say 1 point per level of botch. Cool.
Fair.
So
Does he just manage to like kind of step back, dodge, and it hits Jen in the face?
No.
No, it's worse because I have
Bison
7 points of paradox
stampedes?
already.
Oh no.
Bison stampedes?
What?
This is great.
What?
Okay, so you are going to take a swing, and what is going to happen is you are going to lean back, take a swing, and as he steps aside, you were half right, Christine. You are going to swing, and as you do, you don't know how you miss seeing this. There's a gas lamp directly next to your swing. You hit it, it flies over, slams into the soaked. Every bit of wood in this establishment is soaked with liquor. And the oil, this recently full oil lamp, is going to hit the ground, and a conflagration is going to erupt, lighting this part of the pub on fire. It's going to go up like a wildfire. 10, 15 feet of flame just erupts around you suddenly. With this, I am going to make a roll because I'm burning 10 points of paradox on you, Jen.
Oh my gosh. We can't, Jen, you and I are terrible with fire and paradox. It's just not good.
Okay, so Jen, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to make me a soak roll, difficulty 6.
Okay. We got this. We can do this. Come on, dice. I failed that.
Yeah?
Got a 10 and a 1.
Okay. So you are going to take 4 points of bashing damage. Basically what's going to happen is you're going to shatter this. It's going to hit the ground and not only ignite, but explode. Bits of wood are going to erupt and pepper you with splinters. And as that happens, you're going to notice that very subtle... No, they're not subtle at all. The oil is going to touch your skin and burn brands along the flesh of your arm through your shirt. And you're going to recognize the Enochian sigil, or at least something that damn sure looks like it, for, what's the right word? Patience.
I mean, that's got to be a coincidence, right?
It's got to be a coincidence. That's going to be a permanent scar on your forearm, by the way.
Cool.
Also, everybody else in the immediate area, this is going to pepper and explode. I want a soak roll from everybody who is at the table. That's difficulty 6 stamina.
All right, so stamina.
Okay.
How is that affected by...
It doesn't matter for you, because basically you can roll to soak any type of damage. This is just bashing.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay, you're fine.
See? Cool.
You're going to have some splinters, but 2. Both of you are fine. There's an explosion, and you are peppered with splinters, and it is uncomfortable. You will have to pluck them out later. Your clothing is a bit tattered from the explosion and the fire, but overall, it could be worse. That is what's going to happen to you. Meanwhile, we're going to go back in time a few minutes.
I feel like this entire campaign is going to be Josephine learning that paradox exists.
That's the theme. That's
And
right
setting
there.
every building that we go to on fire, apparently.
I mean, you set the first one.
I know. I set the first one. You're second. I am at 4 paradox. So
Okay,
you know,
so
I
we
might
just
set
need
another.
we need Chastity
Go
and
Team
Evelyn
Arson!
to both light things on fire. Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Chastity, you round the corner from where you see Mr. Scott talking to those men and head upstairs toward Dobbs. Now, Dobbs is quite the gorilla-faced brute. At least you remember him as such. You leave the sound of the tavern beneath you as you head up the stairwell. It creaks and groans beneath your not particularly heavy weight. As you head up the stairs, you will hear the sound of people enjoying themselves in side rooms, but also the sound of impacting flesh. The unpleasant sound. Now, given your work back in New York, you know the difference between men who go to brothels for pleasure and those who go for pain. There's a certain darkness inside of the clientele that, well, the madams and the older working girls have taken good care to instill a careful eye in you for. You can see them on the way in. Not always, but more often than not, you can detect what type of man is about to walk in the door. You can get a sense of the wolf underneath the skin. And all too many times, you've heard the result of someone who's not looking for a lover, but is looking for someone to abuse. Heading up the stairs, there are 6 rooms along this rickety dark hallway. There's no light up here, aside from a single candle slowly dripping down over on the other side of the stairwell, atop a small table. Glancing around, you know that it's either the room on the left or the right in the middle of the hallway, just on the other side of the stairs.
So she's basically just walking up
Yeah.
and then just like listening
Okay.
kind of at each of the doors that she thinks it might be.
Okay. You lean to the
She's-
first one, and you will hear the sound of lazy, impassioned sex.
Go to the other one.
Rather bland, actually. The next one, you'll hear again. And then
She's
the sound. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So she's gonna listen up against it when she hears it. And she's got her a grip on her prop, but she doesn't have it branded. She's got it ready to go if she needs it. And I think she's gonna try the handle with her left hand.
All right.
I'm just gonna.
The door is locked.
That key he gave me. What are the chances that this place is, kind of a... They wouldn't have unique locks for every room, would
High
they?
or low is good for you.
I'm gonna go with low.
What do you do?
Just gonna try the key in the lock.
trying it in the lock, it'll twist and turn. And you'll hear click as it slides the pins back and yields the door to you.
Just pull the key out and push it open.
You push it open into a small room, barely 10 feet by 6 feet wide, rectangular. The thin side is what you open to. There's a twin bed against the left wall and a set of dressers on the right. And the man that you see is Dobb, standing shirtless in a pair of breeches, over a chubby woman in her probably late 30s, perhaps early 40s. Her face is a mass of bruises and welts. In his hand, he's holding his belt.
Hey,
The fuck do you want?
She's crying.
I want you on your fucking knees.
All right, what do you do? Let's give me an initiative roll. Let's do this.
That
Well, that's
line, Amy, brilliant.
Terrible roll on my part because that is a, what do I add to my initiative? It's
Your
dex.
dex and wits.
It's gonna be a total of 6 because I rolled a 1.
Okay, what is your bonus?
Dex and wits is a total of 5.
Okay, so he has initiative on you by 1 point. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so Dobbs turns and looks at you. You see this hairy-chested gorilla looking over at you. His nose kind of bent to the side. You can see blood is dribbling down his lip. Looks like at one point, maybe she fought back. That nose is recently bloodied, maybe even recently broken. The man has a very flat face. He turns, looks at you.
You what? Come on, Piggy. You get yours too.
He's going to take a swing at you with the belt.
Okay.
So you can do a dexterity and athletics roll to dodge.
Okay. Do I have a, is it 6 for the,
Difficulty 6
Difficulty?
on dodging, yeah.
so it was, sorry, I do not have athletics, I have dexterity.
Okay, so you just roll dexterity.
Okay.
Okay, so for him, that's going to be strength and melee.
That's 2 6s!
Let's do 6s. Okay. Let's see if he hits you. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. I rolled enough ones that you're actually going to get out of the way. So he's going to lash out with the belt, and the buckle of the belt is going to slam into the dresser and chew a chunk off of it as it hits. What do? He took a step forward, swings his belt at you. It's this big,
She's
thick...
not even gonna glance at it. She's like, eyes locked on him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, get on your fucking knees. And she's gonna go, like, slash at his face with her crop.
Okay. Are you doing a magical effect or just attacking?
I would like to do a magical effect.
What are you doing?
Can I, a mix of, let's see, pain and, let's see, rage?
Okay.
For a mind effect to,
So to cow,
Drop
basically,
him?
right?
yeah, I wanted to, yeah. If I could add, I mean, I have intimidation, but,
Sure. Well, what
I don't
you're
know how
gonna
that'll
do? What you could directly... What's your prime rating?
my prime is 3.
You could directly assault his willpower.
All right.
So that's gonna be prime and let's see, prime 3, mine 3 would definitely do it.
I have mine 2. I paid for mine 3, but I don't
Oh, you're
think
right. So
you've
mine 2,
affected
prime
it.
2 would be enough to start assaulting it as well.
Okay.
And that's going to be difficulty of... It's a little uncanny for that to actually work on him. We'll say difficulty... difficulty of 7.
Okay, and I'm just rolling my ret, like as usual.
You're
because
rolling your
magical.
arete, yep. You can spend willpower.
I will spend my one last willpower, yes.
Okay.
That is 4 successes.
Really? Shit, son. Okay, so what I need you to do is your second is you're going to need to hit with the crop.
Okay.
So, make me a dexterity and melee roll.
Sweet, I have melee. I have 1
Okay.
point in melee. I did it for this reason. Okay.
And you, Lockdown has just bought you a point of willpower.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you. I need that. Okay. So what did you say the difficulty was? My brain just
Difficulty of that 6.
No, the 1. No. That's a fail. Oh no, it's I won from the willpower, but yeah.
Okay.
So 1, I guess.
All right. So 1 success, not a problem at all. So you are going to connect with the side of the crop. And what does this look like?
It's just a whip right across the face, like it's going like smack right
Okay.
across.
Roll your
Like,
strength for me
probably-
real quick.
Her strength is 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Roll me your strength.
That's 2 8s.
Holy shit. All right, so that is going to lash across, and it's actually going to gouge a deep welt that's going to like dribble blood down his cheek, up across that busted nose. And as you do that, he is going to drop to his knees and start blubbering. Yes, Mom, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. Please don't hurt me.
Shut up! She's gonna quickly look over at the woman and say, "Get out of here."
Thank you, Mom. She's going to gather her things, clutch them around her chest, and hurry out of the room, dressing once she's clear of the door frame.
And she's gonna say, "Close the door." Like, just...
She's going to tug the door shut behind her. She looks like one of the sisters from Hocus Pocus. The older one that isn't. The one that's not Sarah Jessica Parker. The one whose actress I don't remember.
That's fine. I haven't actually watched Hocus
Oh,
Pocus.
really? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Vaguely. So, if he's on his knees and blubbering, she wants to, like, stomp on him.
Done.
Yep.
So you grind your boot down on him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care if it's onto his, if it's chest, like stepping on his chest, or if it's on his back, like in the small of his back. Either works. She doesn't really care.
Oh!
The point is that she's going to get her boot on. She's going to kneel and then trying to grab him by the hair and say, "All right, you little piece of you fucking shit stain. I have questions.
Yes.
And you're gonna tell me everything I want to know."
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, ma'am?
Good. Now you're gonna tell me what the fuck you did with the body you dug up the other night and where I can find it.
Ma'am, which body? I've dug up lots of bodies.
She's gonna rattle off the details of where it was and which night it was.
The Jew. That one was going to Doctor, to the doctor.
Which doctor?
Dr. Burke.
Dr. Burke. Where can I find this Dr. Burke?
Fairhurst. The Fairhurst stables. Down south of here. It's not too far. You take Cheapside down and head toward the Thames. He's down.
Who knows about this?
Me and Scott answered a want ad. We use a code, all of us resurrectors.
Is that so?
Put it in the broad print.
What's the code?
He will describe a series of basically thieves' cants that are put into text. Usually it's secondhand horses is one. Looking for a late night carpenter. A couple of innocuous phrases. He'll rattle off a couple besides.
Secondhand horses, looking for a late night carpenter. False teeth, only used once. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Well, people like you never are. And you don't change.
The Strawbridge stole from me last time I was here. I was just getting my money's worth.
That's not how it works. And she would like to... What is the mind version of castration / leaving him not quite brain dead?
You're not far from it. I think what that will be is you want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think what that will be is a fade to black. I don't think we need to know the mechanics of it.
Nope.
So, as we fade out, the sound of a man screaming and crying is drowned out by the calls of fire! Fire! Get the buckets! Get the brigade! From downstairs. As we fade out to what's outside. Actually, I don't know. No, that doesn't make sense. As we pull back, the sounds of the screaming are being blotted out by the calls for fire and the rush to get brigades and pails out from the rain outside. I don't think we need to know what you do. All right, so folks, I think we're gonna take a quick break right now. Don't go anywhere. That's a great place to take a break, because I don't want to know what you did to him, Amy. Wink. We'll be right back. Tessa Thompson. It was Tessa Thompson the whole time. I couldn't remember who. I was like, what character am I pretending to be right here for Lavina? And it was literally just Valkyrie. That's literally, I was even thinking like the Loki knives. Hi.
Oh yeah,
Hi.
for sure.
How are you all? Welcome back. This is the part of the program where we will talk to the chat. Folks, we've got a short scene that is going to finish this game up tonight. I can't go too much longer tonight. My back's my spine is still... my back makes me feel like an old man. When I say my spine, I feel like something dramatic happened.
Yeah, I understand that 100%.
Basically today, I streamed, and then I slept all day, and I streamed.
Yeah, because you're feeling a bit unwell today.
Oh, yeah.
And my God, these dice are the best. If you ever buy the festival dice from ChessX, that's a success I just rolled. So hi everybody, how's it going?
Okay, but these dice were my new dice that I got. These
those
lovely
look like my
TLC
normal
glass.
mage dice. Did you steal my dice?
I bought these at the Gauntlet Games.
You stole my
By
dice.
Hillside.
So
Maybe. But 9 and a 10 and a 3 on that heel.
These ones.
That's pretty good.
my dice
All mine are
can't
Chessex.
seem to decide what they like or don't like unless I'm
Yep.
ruining someone.
Yes, then
With
they're like
mind
saying
magic.
yes.
My dice always have opinions, about what I'm doing.
I think
Either
my,
they're like yes, or they're like fuck you, bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's strength. Anything Darcie's like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna break everything.
Yep.
Right?
I feel like my dice are leading me to the dark side.
They are.
Yeah.
It's true.
Do I need to buy more dice? Is that the only solution?
Yes. Oh, hey, I
always.
just backed a Kickstarter for random dice. Like, it's just random, like, I backed this, like, you get weird dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent the link in our team chat. So,
Yeah,
like,
you did.
go check it out, because it has D2s as well. Including
Cool.
some Brutus and, like, Death to Caesar ones, where it's like a bloody coin. That's kind of cool. So hi, folks. Welcome. This is the part of the program where we talk to the chat. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything you'd like to talk to us about, now is the time. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to ask questions directly to the screen because it's literally the same thing because we're back in time. But folks, I'm going to rattle off a couple things that you should absolutely do right now. First of all, you should absolutely join the Discord if you're not already because Professor Multiverse has been posting memes like crazy. He's a meme lord. You also, big shout out to Drizelta and Random Equinox for doing the amazing work that you all do on the wiki. You're all wonderful, and you both wonderful. Wiki lords, I praise you. Also, a couple of things that I wanted to suggest that you might want to consider doing. If you are in the mood for clothing or mugs and things, I've uploaded a bunch of new stuff to our TeePublic, which includes, hold on, I will show you. There's not any new mage stuff yet, but if you're all nerds like me, TeePublic. So there's some new stuff at the TeePublic. Not the least of which is this snap. There's a sale on right now. By the way, if you ever do anything from our TeePublic store, use the sale. Like this snazzy Heartland medical t-shirt from the ward.
Amazing.
Or perhaps that's not, and you want a thing from our brand new game, Strixhaven: A Curriculum of Chaos, Dungeons and Dragons Strixhaven. Thanks to Way and Bryn for working on this one.
Or
What else?
go for a classic like Oops, All Plague Doctors.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
everyone should watch.
We ever say, I had somebody who was telling me that I need to finish that book, and I will finish it when I have some more time. Also, you could wear this fancy shirt that has a name tag on it that says, hello, my name is Gwendolyn Shafra, but you can call me Win, is in the store after the game's over. And also needs more Harwar. Can't believe you only
Yes,
sold...
Trizelta, you already ordered your Strixhaven shirt. Yes.
Nice. I'll be ordering mine sometime soon, and then I need to order my green as the new black shirt. Because that is... Oh, actually, we did sell 2 of those. Holy crap.
Nice.
I think Trizelta has one of those.
Really?
I think.
I also...
I think so.
I finally put this up. It's not my best, but it's my Hotel Barovia shirt. Is finally up. Also, Bones Coffee. Get coffee. I
Adventure
would like-
Dice. They have D10 sets too.
Also, I want to talk about something that came up today that was really weird, but should I talk about it? The weird thing I told you earlier? I think I will. So, we have gained a new affiliate status with another organization. I won't say who, because I signed up. It was like, hey, time to, apply to be an affiliate. I'm like, all right, cool. Did it. Like, within a day, I got a reply that was like, hey, you're in. And I'm like, great. And they're like, click here to go learn about your affiliate status. So it took me to like all of the data and how to like share my links and stuff. I have no idea what I've agreed to. They never sent me the terms of service. They never sent me the like, they're like, attach your PayPal here to be paid out for commissions. I don't know what my commission rate is. I don't know anything. And I don't want to say what very popular company that people use to make miniatures this might be, but because there are quite a few big ones,
Hey, you may need to send some.
Oh, I
emails
have.
to clarify.
I sent them an email and I was like, hey, I'm one of your affiliates and I have no idea what I'm doing because I never sent the info. And then I got an email that was like, hi, thanks for inquiring about our affiliate program. To apply, click it. I'm like, bruh.
Oh
It's just a loop.
It's just a loop. It's like I'm gonna apply to be an affiliate again. It's gonna be ridiculous. Anyway, so that was weird. So you'll be able to like get a discount hopefully by giving once I will tell you which miniature company this is in the future. You probably know which one it is, guys, but I'm not gonna say it because that might be a violation of my contract. I don't know. I didn't sign anything, but I did click a button. I think I just clicked a button that said I wouldn't make any naughty miniatures, basically. I think that's what it's like. It was, I skimmed it. I read it, but it was like 3 things. It was like, use social media for good. And then like, don't make any, it didn't say lewd specifically. It basically said, don't make porn minis and broadcast them. And I'm like, I won't broadcast them, but you can't stop me from making my Minotaur girl. Wait, no, we have one of those. That would be weird.
I was going to say, we were looking to try and, but they don't have dog ones because I want a dog mini.
I've got dog minis over here, Robin.
Oh.
Like I backed Dungeons and Doggies. I've got
Oh, right.
the expansions.
Do you have a Jaren Shepherdy looking one?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
I also have
cool.
cats and catacombs. Okay, so folks, what else is going to be?
I gotta say, the highlight of Mage Night now has gotta be the memes.
Absolutely.
It's not me running
I
the
just
game.
wait
Okay.
for these. They're so good. I love them. It's so cute. I have one now too for tonight.
Good. That's good.
It's good.
I mean, obviously the highlight is you running the game, but the highlight of like the chat interaction is the memes.
Professor Multiverse, I know your next meme. I know what it has to be. I can make a meme for you, Professor Multiverse, or you can make a meme for yourself. I think I'll make it for you real quick. Hold on. So, how's everybody doing? You all have a good week?
I got my promotion that I've been waiting for 4 months, and
Yay!
I might get to move
Exciting.
back into my house in a week and a half.
It's really exciting.
Yay!
I'm very
Oh,
excited.
really? Like a real
Yeah.
house?
The basement suite.
Nice. That's a real
The
house.
The one that got,
the one that got flooded. Yeah.
it's only been how many months?
8.
Yeah. Exciting though.
Yeah. Yeah. The landlord is selling the house, but they're not fighting me on me going back in, which is nice. So that's good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. If my back is healed, I'll help you move if you need it. Well, wait, you don't have much stuff anymore. You just have, is that,
No, I will have stuff.
is it still in, okay.
Well, because I'll have, so what might happen is I might not move a whole bunch of stuff all at once. And the first things that will probably get moved in, if I can arrange it, will be from the U-Haul that I get from the house in Powell River, where it's like a dresser and a table and some other things, but that has to go in because I need it out of the U-Haul. I'm hoping to put it straight into the suite, which means it'll have to happen on a certain day.
Mm-hmm.
So, nah.
I want to really quickly go run and put my boiled kettle water into my teacup because I forgot about it.
Okay,
Do
you're
the
allowed.
thing.
You're allowed.
But,
And I am
and
just...
and they built like new shelves in the kitchen, so there's more kitchen storage, and they
Ooh.
put in a dishwasher, which is exciting.
Oh my gosh, I miss a dishwasher.
Now I have 2 because I had a portable one.
Though there'd be no place in my kitchen for a dishwasher. My kitchen is like 8 feet long.
That's fair.
That's, yeah.
That's a good meme. Christine got another meme,
Did she?
but Christine, not Evelyn.
Oh God. That's hilarious.
Right?
Don't be a butt. You know what I meant.
That was Kelly's face for a moment.
Yeah, it was.
What was it? What did I do?
It's the boyfriend looking at another woman meme.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's, Kelly actually running the game, and then Christine, and then PR
Oh,
multiverse.
Multiverses memes.
And so yeah, it's the shocked, what are you doing? Look.
uh
Professor Multiverse, do you prefer PR Multiverse or do you prefer the full title? I need to know.
I also believe I think it's you, Professor Multiverse. I think you also like get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch us for Mage, which is like freaking commitment. Like it's amazing.
Oof.
That's just pretty amazing. You're all amazing, though.
Everyone's amazing. Like
Not everybody.
we love seeing you here. Well, okay, everyone in this chat.
Yeah, everybody who's here.
Yes, everyone's who here is here.
Also, I have to say I'm a little bit more excited about the promotion that's been promised me for 4 months and that I'm
That
finally
is
getting.
pretty friggin' exciting.
Yeah, it's bumping me like 2 steps up the pay chart, which depending on how taxes take away from it, like base gross salary, it's I think like $600 a month more.
Oh.
Yeah, taxes
that's
will
nice.
cut that, but
Oh yeah. Taxes do that. Also,
yep.
I hate my wig tonight. It's just not sitting nicely on my head,
Mhm.
no matter how I move it. So I'm sorry, chat, if you see me like moving my head and breaking immersion, but it's digging into my skull a bit.
I'm sorry.
Mine's been doing the same thing. I
Yeah.
should have.
Also, Trizalta, how do you know the doves have not already burned down the chat? It's in the past.
It's true. Okay, there's Amy. So thanks everybody who's like new here and are like, why aren't they doing stuff? Because we're talking to you. We're talking to you.
We're taking a little break.
Ooh, also sorry for anybody who found that scene to be somewhat difficult, but I always am
We
worried.
have
to,
the
like,
content warning.
Yep.
yeah, we have the content warning. Okay, and my meme is done. Okay, PR. Okay, I'm gonna upload my meme to Discord right now. I'm glad I have 2 computers. This makes life easier.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I feel very Victorian-ish right now. Like with the theme, I'm having a gin cocktail in a can right now, but in my nice
It's in a
teacup.
can.
It's
Yep.
in a teacup now, but it's gin, so.
And I have this orange pop that is definitely period appropriate.
Where'd you
I
put this
have
meme,
this.
Kelly?
I have
I'm
this
still
lovely
loading
alembic.
Discord.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing that face like you were just like.
Uh. Sorry, I've got to put in my authentication code. I've changed my security settings since I've used Discord on the laptop.
Technology. So convenient and yet so inconvenient if you
Well,
don't use it
it's
all the time
Yeah, well,
on
it's
every
because,
platform.
It's because a bunch of people I know were getting hacked. So I'm like, I'm gonna update my security.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I should probably do that at some point too, but hey.
I mean, just make sure you have multi-factor, right?
yeah.
That's the big one.
I don't know if I have for Discord.
Do it.
Given your permissions and what you do, that might be going in. So yeah, here you go, Professor Multiverse. It's going in a 3, 2.
Oh my god, that's amazing, Kelly.
That's fantastic. Very nice.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I thought it was fun. It's amazing what like 30 seconds in Photoshop will do. Oh damn! I should make memes more often. Look at the love.
Yeah. I love that you shopped the Twitch pay.
I know, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
So for those who can't see it, it is go to the Discord right now.
Yeah, join the Discord.
Join the
What's
Discord.
that?
You guys
Join
can see
the
it. It's in broadcast spoilers.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, let's talk about some other fun stuff that is coming up that we should all be appraised of.
Extra life.
Extra Life is coming.
Yes, Extra Life.
What the hell should I run for Extra Life, guys? I've got. I mean, I know I said that I'd have a bunch of stuff that I would have people like. Sorry, my browser cycled over to Twitter and Mr. Fantastic is trending. Hold on. What? Is it?
Oh, the sidetracked ADHD brain. What?
Is this
I
confirmed?
relate.
Oh, it's okay. They're just doing fan casting.
Hmm.
I need to know who's. Someone made Doug Walker. What? Someone's pitching George Clooney.
Ow.
Someone's picked Penn Begley. That would be a choice. You can't get away from me. Ooh. Be great. You know who I want?
I was gonna say, I'm actually like, I've seen him in interviews, and the difference between him and his character is amazing.
He hates his
Right.
character so much.
I'm sure he does. It's an awful character.
It's an awful character. It's
And
a great show.
It's
Like,
it's a great show. It's an awful character that people love because people are psychopaths.
people love him for the wrong reason. I love him because like I want him to succeed at the right things, and he always fucks it up. And I love that. I'm like, come on, Joe, you're so close. You could get therapy. You killed someone else. What? Are you caught up?
No,
Okay.
I
What's-
don't care about spoilers though.
What
but
season did you watch?
I only watched the first one.
Okay. You got to watch season 2. Season 2 is one of those rare instances where the second season is better than the first season.
Oh,
Nice.
we're talking about you now.
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Oh.
Jen, watch season 2 and then come at me later. Don't look up spoilers for it, please. I know you
Okay.
don't care,
Yeah.
but it's honestly, season 3 has no spoilers worth saving. Season 2
Oh.
does have a couple that are really
Okay.
like,
Okay. Right now, I'm very much watching Dark Matter on Netflix.
is that good?
I like it,
I
but I'm
started
also
watching
watching
that.
it for a very specific reason. So
Like ages
Oh.
ago.
Tell me about it sometime.
no.
Okay. For a very specific reason, I'm gonna start watching. I need to watch through all of Rome, like HBO's Rome, and I need to
Yeah.
watch Barbarians on Netflix. That's gonna be.
Also,
I wonder why. I don't know. I have an itch to remind myself of my degree for some reason.
sometimes you gotta scratch that itch.
Hmm.
Season 1 of Dark Matter is better than season 2 so far.
Is Dark Matter sci-fi or is it like future sci-fi?
It's
or-
sci-fi.
Is it current or
It's
future?
it's future sci-fi.
Okay.
I feel
Um,
like I started watching it and then got sidetracked for some reason, but I
Yeah.
remember being interested in it.
The
You know
whole
who-
premise is that it's this crew of a spaceship who come out of stasis and have completely lost their memories because their
Yeah.
minds have been wiped.
Nice.
And so the whole first season is them figuring out what the frick they were doing and who they are and all of
It's-
that. And season 2, I mean, they did a not so great kill off of one of the characters.
Hmm.
I didn't like it. They added some new characters. And I'm like, one of them I like, but
What have I?
You know what I caught up on recently and binged in like a month?
What?
Stranger Things.
Good.
Oh
I need to watch
my God.
the
See,
last
okay.
2 bits. I need to watch
Uh,
them.
pretty good. There's a little too much monologuing.
Yeah.
But overall, pretty good. They did some things that I wasn't expecting, and tell me what you think when it's done. Also, Amy, we have a BoJack date sometime soon.
We
We
do.
gotta finish it. Finish the fight. Are we 1 season or 2 seasons behind?
See, the last episode I remember was I want to say it's like one sec, I'll message it real quick just in case. I
See, you two got me onto BoJack, but then I started getting like really depressing at a point. I stopped watching
See, this is
it.
why Amy. So, Amy, those of you who don't know,
We started watching
Amy
it.
and I used to do like BoJack dates where we just sit there and watch like 6 hours of BoJack Horseman.
then it got really depressing.
But
Yeah,
the only
did.
way we could get through it was because we were both in the same room.
I do love the one episode about the Becca episode with the chicken person. That
there-
episode was an experience.
I'm on season 4 right now.
Okay, what happens in season 4?
I don't know. It's
time
been
is-
so long.
Okay.
Yep.
Todd's clown. I'm looking at the last episode of season 4. Todd's clown dentists become rabid zombies.
What?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
I think we're on season 4.
Commence fracking. I remember there was some fracking. All right.
I remember that. Yes, I do remember that because that was a mess.
Fracking, yes. I'm on an episode called Time's Arrow, so you know.
No.
That's not quite zombies yet, but soon. What else do we need to talk about? I'm gonna pull us back in at 10 to finish the game, but because I'm zoning, folks. Because
10 is 15 minutes away.
Yeah,
but I know us.
I think we're gonna say okay.
We're talking Extra Life.
Okay.
We're talking extra.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what games you guys want me to run. I'm very excited that people on Patreon are going to help me decide personally, because we have 89 patrons right now.
Nice.
Oh.
It's 89. We're almost at 90. So folks, if you are looking to give some money away, you could be the 90th patron. At 100 patrons on patreon.com/dorktales, I will start working on the setting book for our own little homebrew setting. And I might deputize some of the cast that actually write and see if they want to help too, because that would be fun. But I'm not sure what I want to run. It's fun seeing the number of people who actually want to run things this year, though, because that's nice. That's nice. Amy, are you gonna run for the trio?
Yeah, that was my plan.
Okay. Nice. Time to
Disaster
get green.
trio. Disaster trio and probably a baby. That's all I know.
Who's the baby?
Not yet.
See, I'm really torn because now that Wild Beyond the Witchlight is not is over. Man, someone posted on Wild Beyond the Witchlight. They left a comment that was like, "I'm rushing to catch up so I can watch this live," and I'm like,
Oops.
sorry, the game ended unexpectedly because I wasn't expecting that. But like, it's this constant fear. Getting real for a sec. It's this constant fear because like I look over, I'd see like 89 patrons, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I'd love to hit 100. I have 100 patrons. That's right. That's pretty cool. But then it's like, oh, Witchlight isn't running. Oh, how many of those people were here for just Witchlight? Am I going to lose people if we don't hop on another module right away? Because people love the modules.
The patrons get Strixhaven, right?
Yeah.
They do just get Strixhaven, and they get early access to the Dork Pod, the Dork Tales podcast that we have 4 episodes recorded of with episode 0. And I just need to edit them. And then we're recording another game next weekend. So that's going to be probably another 3 or 4 episodes. So that'll be good. I just keep thinking about stuff to run though. And I'm really curious. So I was asking some people like what modules they'd like to see. And I'll put it out to all of you just so that it's in the air. That there were a few modules I was looking at running. One was Out of the Abyss because it's a good one. It's basically you're kidnapped by drow and have to become unkidnapped by drow. There's Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We do it again for real this time, which would be kind of fun. I might include a dragon to steal. But so there's that. But there's also a couple of books that I have. They're third-party ones that I've seen on the side. Sunken Isles, which is a game where you're shipwrecked and have to like kind of raise a community. And it's 20 sessions. Every session you gain a level. Yeah, every session you gain a level and you have to keep this society alive when bad things happen. Another is the thing that would convince Jen to go to 5e, I think. And it's this book over here I have. Oh, you know what, Jen? I'll show you because
I'm intrigued.
Okay. Sorry, I had to go on the shelf. So
Oh, Kelly.
Odyssey
I have
of the
no time.
I know. I don't have time to look how thick this thing is. This thing's thicker than my arm, but like the art is gorgeous. And hold on. I forgot I backed this like 2-3 years ago. The gods are super cool in this, but perhaps you would like to play. Where the hell's the character creation? What the fuck is that? Look at what is this? What is that?
Cyclops?
Looks like
It's called
big
Glennies.
Hmm.
So, would you perhaps like to play? So for one, they have character options here for Ranger. Literally is an Amazon. As in an Amazon warrior, as in you get the Xena yell, chakrams, and can deflect projectiles with your bracelets like Wonder Woman.
Oh, man.
Barbarian Path of Hercules.
Okay.
But even better than that, how would you like to be a Medusa? Or perhaps a Centaur? Or perhaps let's see, they have sirens. They have, it's so cool. It's so cool. I really want to do
So
that
good.
someday. I really want to do that someday. So I will do that. And don't worry, I will talk to you about that.
Okay, good.
And
Find some time.
It'll be like a while from now. And the other thing was like doing some
Yeah.
homebrew. I've also been like, oh, maybe I should run another mage game, like another short run, like maybe like 10, 12 episodes. But then again, this game's only on episode 10. Because I mean, your house exploded.
Life exploded, and
That's true.
then we ran a short run in the middle there. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
We did do
so-
breaking traditions.
Well, and that's the other thing, and I'm curious what you all think about this. For one, I've been watching a lot of. No, I was watching Robin play God of War, and then I was like, "Oh, well, time to run Scion again."
Where's the? Where? Hold on a second. Yes, because
I loaned Robin something.
It's foam. It's foam.
Is it?
still,
But
it's
yes,
very
I got-
excellent.
Mine's
I
not.
got-
I could get mine.
weapons.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that like I'm kind of curious. Like, I can legally say this now because the book has been announced, but I'm a writer on the new Aberrant release, Hated and Feared, which is all about supervillains. And I
fun.
kind of want to be like, yo, OPP, you want a supervillain campaign? Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
do you want Magneto and the Brotherhood? I absolutely love. So there's this meme I'm sure you've seen that's like, oh god, what was it? It was like, the quick summary is it was two people talking in the meme about like, yeah, I don't get like the whole like what's the deal with I like Magneto, but what's the deal with him calling it like the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants? Like, who would actually do that? And the other person's like, so you're telling me if you and your friends joined up and you wouldn't call yourself like the something of like evil queers or something like that? And it was like, oh, fair enough, we would absolutely do that. We would absolutely do. I'm ruining the meme because I'm explaining it out loud. I'm really tired and my back hurts. But in a weird way. Spine pain is weird.
Yeah,
Spine,
that
don't
checks
hurt
out.
your spine, folks.
I was gonna say all forms of back pain, back muscle, back spine, back all those things it's weird.
Well, okay. You want to
They
know
all
honestly
suck.
something that happened? So, Jen, you're gonna get this, and actually, you're all gonna get it. On the first day I was back from the hospital, I was laying on the couch like completely doped up, and the damage that like the pinched nerve was basically making my left leg feel like it was on fire like all
Yeah.
day, like. And it's one of those like you can't control when the volume knob is turning up. It just sometimes you will shift slightly and it'll go from like on the honest pain scale of like a 2 or a 3, like this hurts enough it's distracting you a little bit, to like an 8 or a 9 where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I really wish I could saw my leg off.
I pinched a nerve in my foot at the beginning of June, and
Oof.
it was while I was driving, so that was fun.
Ooh.
And it was mostly just it was like numb. I could tell it was numb, but if I tried to move to relieve it to try and like fix it, it was burning pain. It was great.
The burning, it's so weird that it's burning and then it goes cold and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
or like the electric tinglies. That's what I've got right now. Is like the
Ooh,
little
I get those in my hands sometimes. I'll get
that's
like
fun.
numb tinglies in my fingers. That's when I know I
Ooh.
pinched a nerve in my neck.
Oh, that's
Oh,
rough.
I used to get that occasionally. Down the side of my hand would go numb.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like
I would
just the pinky finger side. Just down
I'd
the
be
side.
like,
Yeah.
see, like, huh, that's a really weird feeling. And then I get my neck cracked and it would be like a zap, and I'm like, I can shoot electricity.
Right? You can. You can.
It's weird.
When
Weird
I
feeling.
when I threw my pelvis out, after that, since then, I've pinched a nerve somewhere, and I don't know if I've done permanent damage, or if it can be fixed at some point. But there's a nerve pinch somewhere because I have lost surface feeling on the outside of my thigh. It's been like that for years, though.
Oh, that on the outside of your thigh? Is it inside? Is it at all on the inside of your thigh or in the
No.
like? Okay,
It's on the outside of my thigh from my knee to almost to my hip, but not entirely.
weird.
Wait, what's with the inside of the
Pain is
thigh? Because
weird.
I've lost surface feeling on the inside of my thigh for something, and it's still like gone.
That's a pinched nerve, or potentially, if it's
That's something that should
if
be
it's on the inside. So like,
investigated.
to quickly describe the
Not
human
good.
anatomy, if
None of us
you're-
are doctors.
If you're looking at the part
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
like
not medical
if
advice.
you're looking at the part that's right above where your legs meet, that is like right above your junk, that like I would add some like numbness right below my belly button there, right, like on the lower abdomen, and that apparently is it's a muscle pinch or a muscle nerve pinch. It's weird.
It's sort of
So,
like top of the inside of my thigh on one leg.
yeah, maybe go see somebody about that.
It's been
Yeah,
like that for like 2 years.
There's
That's not
also
good.
there's also a fun. I don't think this is what caused mine. I think mine's a pinched nerve on the inside of my thigh because that apparently is the one that controls the surface of your thigh. But I found out on TikTok because I follow. There's a like Science of or Museum of Human Anatomy channel or whatever, right? And they will sometimes show actual like body parts that are weird and stuff. And they showed one where it was like this leg where the nerve it was supposed to be bundled together as a single nerve. And I don't think it's the sciatic nerve, but it's one near the sciatic nerve. It's supposed to be bundled together and like go under a muscle. And in this person, it had split and like gone through the muscle. One of them had gone through the muscle. And you have no way of knowing if you have this genetic anomaly until you die and they look at your body, or if
That's
sometimes it gets
wild.
pinched because it's weird like that.
So weird.
It's good times.
Bodies are weird. Humans
Yeah.
are an anomaly.
Yep.
We are.
Yeah.
Your brain names itself.
It's true.
That's weird. You are not your brain. You're the electricity going through your brain, which is such a weird idea.
You are a
Mm.
squishy brain piloting a meat suit piloting a
just really
skeleton
fleshy
inside a meat
Gundams.
suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gundams, be sure to tune in a few Saturdays because we are going to be running Firebrand's mobile frame. Is that the name of it? Anyway, it's a mecha show. It's gonna be
Yeah, I
great.
think
Millie's
that's
gonna be
the
there.
one.
It's gonna be good. Oh yeah. So sorry. Do you want me to make the crab joke? Is that what people are saying? Christina's saying in the chat that I constantly call the dog boy.
It's cute. Sometimes you wave the axe at him when you do it now
It's
too.
true. It's true. I don't try the dog. Let's see. How does it go?
Boy, why do crabs not donate to charity? Because they are shellfish, boy.
Dad jokes with Kratos. Look it up on YouTube. It's like the best video.
What is brown and sticky, boy? A stick.
I am judging you so hard right
so good.
now.
All right. Anyway, folks, I said we'd get back to game, but a lie. We're going for another half hour like this. No, we'll go back to game. I'm just lonely. It's been a weird week, guys. I've been on the couch. Let me miss my friends. And all right, so folks, it is time to head back into Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. Oh, that's the 1920s. The 1920s. I'm not going to run that game. All right, y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
burn this place down.
We
Let's
already are.
Yeah.
off the
not.
arson.
Hashtag Team Arson.
Hashtag Team Arson.
All right. Let me just cue the music. What's the lighting the place on fire music?
We
I
didn't
feel-
start the fire.
I will definitely get claimed if I play Billy Joel.
I
Yes,
mean,
know.
I'm pretty sure you guys did start the fire.
Oh, I've got this. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the raid before we go back.
Oh, hey, Praetor's Rejects, you're here right as we're about to
My
hop back in the
shoulder
game.
just crunched. Ow.
That's great. So, Raid, nice to see you. Good timing. You're all very handsome, or beautiful, or whatever you prefer. You're whatever adjective you like. All right, folks. Hey, we're only 6 followers away from 3,700 followers. So, wink, get to it. All right. Welcome back to Mage the Ascension the Victorian Era, here on Dork Tales. The sound of bells rings across the square outside of Alfie's pub. The brigade is rushing in with buckets of rainwater, splashing it down on the sudden fire that erupted at the back of the pub. Smoke billows out of the old wooden and brick structure, and Alfie stands outside, clutching the sides of his cauliflower ears, going,
Oh, bloody hell, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
and as the smoke billows out, and there is the crackling of fire as the oil and liquor light the old building ablaze, Chastity Goodwin heads down the stairs, casually. You have the information you need. The Resurrection Men were working for someone named Dr. Burke, who operates out of the Fairhurst stables near the Thames, down Cheapside Street toward the and a bit off there. As you head outside, the sound of rain is pervasive.
I'm just gonna try and find her friends, because
All right, so where have the rest of you gone? So the place went up like a match after that, and I'm assuming you tried to get the hell out of Dodge. Okay. Outside and across the street, where it bisects with one of the other large thoroughfares, you will be able to see the nicest carriage in the district, which, of course, is being driven by Dr. Vivian Freeman. He's standing atop of it, his hands obscured, obviously on some sort of weapon, just in case anybody tries to carriage jack the place. You can see your other friends. Are you standing out in the rain? Are you inside of the carriage itself, staying dry?
I had a question and then it vanished, but that's fine. I would like to somehow try and sneakily slip the Alfie, who I'm sure I can recognize by his lamenting his pub that he's never going to financially recover from. I would like to give
He
him
looks
all
like
the
this.
money I stole.
You gonna just slip it in his pocket?
I'm going to try.
All right. Remind me of larceny as a skill here. It's not, right?
Nope.
Nope, stealth.
It might have been a secondary skill.
Is
but
I think it's a secondary one you can probably
Do you
write
have
in.
security? Do you have...
security is also not on here. I have streetwise, or no, I don't have streetwise or something.
So
I don't have
wha-
anything that would help with this.
No, do you have stealth?
No.
Okay. Make me a dex check.
Okay. Can I spend a willpower?
Yes, you may. You can do this at a difficulty of 5, though, because it's really noisy out here.
Cool. And remind me that my health penalties deduct dice.
Yes, they do.
Okay. I'm not on a chance die.
Good, because we don't have those in this engine.
That's true. That is with the willpower, 2 successes.
Damn. All right, so you're going to be able to drop the equivalent of a few $100s into his pocket as you pass by him. Good job.
Too bad. Oh, I know the question I was going to ask, which is how much paradox do I have left?
0.
Good. Okay.
I spent it all to burn down Alfie's pub.
Well, thank you.
You're
Oof.
welcome. So as you're looking around, there is you're not sure where Mr. Scott went off to. The moment that erupted, he ran off in the commotion as quickly as he could. You could probably find him later if you want to. But for now, black smoke billows out of the front, and men from the local fire brigade, as well as some of the workers and some of the drinkers in the area, are working with buckets to douse this. Now, I say fire brigade, but let's be honest, in Cheapside, it's not great.
A couple of guys with some buckets.
Well, I mean, I would assume there's some presence of a fire brigade would have to be necessary, given the wooden structures being this hastily crammed together. A big fire at this day and age, I mean, we're past the Great Fire of London. They learned a few things in that day and age. Because, like, what was it? London, Chicago, and San Francisco all burned down within, like, 10 years of each other. Mm-hmm. Although, to be fair, I was going to say Chicago got burned down by demonic entities from the shadow, but that's only in my cosmology. It might have been burned down by a meteor, technically. Actually, there's a lot of really fun evidence because there were a ton of fires that actually went off around. History nerd, pardon me. Go buy my book, Shadows, Strange Shades Maquette, for more information in the fiction about the meteor shower that caused the Great Chicago Fire. Okay, it was a cow, but, you know, sorry. There's historical backing evidence around the Great Lakes. Just go check. So, black smoke billows out of the front of the building, and Chastity will wander out and make her way toward you. You've only been outside for a couple of minutes now.
I think Darcie would have definitely grabbed Johnny with her on the way out to make sure he's okay.
He's huffing and
well.
puffing quite a bit. He's... Oh, I could have sworn I was a goner there.
You were so fit, and there was lots of clothes. You kind of probably got caught up in it. It just kind of scraped you, but it looks like you're all bitter now. Just, like, be careful.
I could have sworn that it went all the way in.
I mean, honestly, it was so fast, and trauma can tend to, like, you know, accent things and embellish. It probably felt like it went all the way in, but it was fine. A bit of pressure, and you're all good to go. Just, you know, take it a bit easy.
Yes, thank you very much. Am I tired? Miss Evelyn, are you all right?
No, I'm fine. So
Well, good then. It was good. In spite of the... One moment, please. I think I should probably be getting home to Mother now. I'd say that it was an exciting night. That would
thank
be
you
the
for
least
the
of...
conversation and the defense.
Yes, ma'am.
And he will excuse himself from you and stumble kind of as the shock of the moment catches up and the panic grips his heart like a jackrabbit on speed. He is going to trundle his way back toward his mother's house.
Who's your friend? The flighty.
Just a fellow from the bar I tried to get information from.
Is he okay?
It's still raining.
It's still raining, yes. Lightning is going to crackle overhead, as a matter of fact.
Fortunately, it doesn't look like we got any information from that man. I don't know where the other one was.
So, I have good news. I have a lead.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. We're looking for a Dr. Burke. Working out of the Ferrers stables near the Thames.
I
Well.
suppose we should visit the stables then?
Seems like the best place to go. Yeah.
Anyone who'd
Very
like,
good idea.
anyone from the area or who has knowledge of the medical or scientific community can do me a favor and make me an intelligence and medicine, science, or politics roll at a difficulty of 9.
It's not me.
Yeah, it's not you. Sorry, Jen.
None of that is me. It's fine. Josephine's just staring at the fire in like awe and guilt.
Would 6 months would you count Darcy as being able to?
I'd allow it, yeah.
So
Okay,
you said
so
it was
it's-
int in science?
Int in science, to have heard
Okay.
something.
or int in medicine.
Int in medicine would work as well.
Okay.
And it was, so difficulty 7, you said?
Difficulty 9.
Oh, 9, okay. 2
0.
successes then.
2 successes. All right. With that, you will know that there was a Dr. William Burke, you seem to remember, who was a medical doctor and biologist who you'd heard rumors of being disgraced for performing strange experiments.
All right.
Something about organ tissues.
Oh.
He was trying to cultivate organs, but very unethically. Things like transplants, not necessarily willing. You've been here about 6 months in London?
Something around there.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
close to a year.
So he would have been unaccredited and basically disgraced shortly after you arrived. Shortly after you arrived in London.
Yeah, I think I heard of a Dr. William Burke, who was discredited.
And he's still practicing?
He should not be. He wasn't jailed. Somehow.
The poor don't have many options. Generally.
Are Fairhurst Stable actually stables, or is that a medical center of some sort?
You
Most
are
likely
local to
no.
the area, Robin, so why don't you go ahead and make me an int plus streetwise roll.
Okie dokie.
At, we'll say 8.
Oh, you gotta be joking.
Your dice are hating you tonight.
My dice are like, I'll give you a success, and then I'll give you a 1. They've done that to me 3 times now, where I've gotten just nothing. Nothing. 0.
0?
0.
Um,
0.
You've heard of the stables. It's an old stable, like quite old. You know that there's actually a decent stable a bit outside of Cheapside, a little toward central London, that's used for a lot of like the hansom cabs, things like that. Much nicer. you've heard stories about the Fairhurst stables. They're not in use. There's no stable in this general area that is specifically a stable, to say. So the fact that you don't know anything about it is probably something.
I mean, I've never heard of it as a stables. No one talks about it as like a working stable. I haven't really heard anything about it. I wonder if this doctor is working under out of a location that is a bit under the table.
He's having people illegally dig up bodies that have been laid to rest, and I don't think we really have a lot of... Yeah.
Yeah, no, he definitely doesn't seem like a very,
But in any case, she's gonna look over at Evelyn, and we're on a bit of a deadline, so... Wait. Yeah. It's you. Have an appointment. We don't want to miss.
Not when the Lord has been so kind to arrange it.
You said it's down Cheapside, Dr. Freeman will say, kind of leaning down.
Yeah, to the south.
That could be on our way if you wanted.
I mean, I think we have to check all leads.
I mean, it's what? 9 p.m. maybe? 10 p.m.?
You're getting on 10. If you don't take too long, it should be fine.
If it's on the way, I think we should definitely at least take 10 minutes at least to wander.
Maybe if we're lucky, he won't even be there and we can just waltz in and grab the stuff and go. You know, I'm gonna pray for that, I think. On the way.
Oh, that's good.
She's
going,
gonna
then.
clamber in and just kind of quiet down, and I don't think she's gonna say much for the rest of the trip down.
Above you, the cold, dark clouds that make up the atmosphere of London are crackling with electricity. Lightning flashes across the sky, illuminating the blackened buildings of the cheap side of town. West London, painted in coal dust, stands in grim relief against the light. Do you load up into the cab?
Yes, I think Darcie then, and, well, didn't state it, but in my head, Darcie had decided to leave Bram in the carriage with Dr. Freeman, so Darcie will be happy to be reunited with her cat again. Familiar.
So Bram will curl up into your lap. Meow.
Hi, Bram. Another building we've set on fire.
Going for the hat trick.
I don't, it wasn't me this time.
Oh, you know what they say, all part of the same coven, the same hands. Maybe I'll set the
Hi.
next fire.
And to be fair, Darcie, you started the first one.
That's why I said I didn't start this one.
So it just means everybody's taking their turn. Next it'll be mine and Chastity's turn.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd rather not set anything on fire.
I generally try to avoid it by proofing my workspace before I start experiments. So far, so good.
The carriage begins to work its way through the crowded streets, leaving behind the ringing bells and the fire brigade. as they attempt to salvage the skeleton of Alfie's pub. The ride is brief, but you have a little bit of time to talk if you'd like to.
Are you okay, Josephine? You look quite battered from that explosion.
Yeah. It hit me a little hard, but didn't anticipate hitting that lantern.
Here, let me get some herbs and I'll try and see what I can do.
Thanks.
Darcie will try in here. I believe it doesn't work for paradox things, but Darcie will try anyway.
I do have one bashing that is not paradox.
Okay, well Darcie will definitely.
Go ahead. Actually, I've reread the rules again recently, and what I will say is that this will be, well, not vulgar, it'll be uncanny to heal this.
Okay.
Fair.
For certain, and
What's my difficulty for this?
difficulty for this is going to be, well, you have your book out, so 3.
Okay, that's 3 successes. So you'll heal 6.
So you'll heal
bashing
that first
can.
one for sure. Let me just triple check because
Sure.
I need to double check healing paradox because that always has been a sticking point.
Yeah.
Must be healed naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one I heal, but
So the first
not
one, and
the rest.
Darcie will try to heal the thing, and she'll probably be a little confused the amount of magic that she put in that doesn't heal it, but Darcie will try.
Yeah, I'm going to give you
Yeah,
one of
and I
paradox.
won't understand either, so that's fine.
Okay, so you will attempt to, but it is going to give you some difficulty. So you'll feel yourself begin to heal, but the bruises and burns are inside of you. You are battered from within by this explosion.
That's fair.
And with that, it's going to take you a little while to heal this. But you'll... Healing damage, 408. So just to give you a sense, Jen, the amount of time it will take to heal this is going to be... damage chart, healing chart. Really wish they'd give me a page number.
Great.
They've referenced the healing damage.
Health chart is 406.
Is it 406? Okay.
Yeah. I just looked at the. Oh my god, what's the thing in the back of
There
the
we go.
index? That's the word. Oh my god.
So for bashing damage, what level are you at?
I am at wounded.
So wounded, 1 hour per point.
Okay. So 4 hours and I'll be fine.
Yeah, 4 hours you'll be fine. That's pretty good. If he was one more, it would have started compounding.
It was one more until she healed me the one.
Beautiful.
Saving me. Yay.
Yay! Healer.
The thunder crackles overhead, and you continue to make your way down, away from the sound of the burning building. The sound of the street begins to fade away, and it's only you, the rain, and the sound of the crackle overhead, the rumble. The streets here are dark. And as you head down toward the Thames, this old part of East London, people are much less present. From the dozens you would see casually walking around before, now there are but a few, sticking to alleyways, watching you with hungry eyes. I've got a bad feeling about this. You hear him mutter. the slot as the doctor continues to drive you south. What do you all do?
Unless someone actually addresses Chastity, she's just gonna actually sit there quietly. Probably like leaning back a bit and like maybe has her eyes closed. She's just listening.
As you move closer, you'll see that a large old building sits by itself. A plot of land that honestly should have been torn down a decade ago to make way for more housing. Some of the buildings down here are a bit industrial. Old shops, some warehouses, and of course all of the dock buildings down along the river. But set aside, about a block before the river itself, is a large patch of land. An old stable. Brick and broad. Its windows are completely frosted over, grimed. The area where the horses once would have been walked around or fed or kept or just generally loaded up for buggies outside of the stable itself has been, well, that has been torn down. Tenement buildings have been put up on top of it, and even those, looks like recently, have burnt. A charred skeleton of an apartment leans haphazardly over the stables, the left side. The stable itself appears to have a couple of entrances, but its primary one is a huge double-sided door that slides back and forth along a track. A sturdy chain and lock is wrapped around it, sealing the two doors together. There's a brick fence that kind of gives you a bit of a perimeter around before the building itself, and then about a 15-foot gap until the front of the doors. Dr. Freeman pulls up.
You're sure about this?
We need to figure out where it is, and this seems to be where, potentially.
We need answers.
You look
Keep
pretty
the
banged
horses
up.
ready.
I'm gonna keep the horses ready. Josephine. Y'all look pretty banged up. You sure you want to go in and not stay out here with me?
No, I'll be fine.
He'll hop down and open the door for each of you, and as Joe starts to get out, he'll look at you, kind of wrinkle his brow, and put his hand down on your arm, right where the burn is.
You sure about that? You look like a ripe tomato that's been kicked around too much.
Yeah, that hurts.
You're gonna go in anyway, aren't you?
Sorry, what was that code?
You're gonna go in anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Here. I heard that Miss Darcie couldn't heal you. Sometimes that type of damage don't heal. But there are ways around it. You allergic to peanuts?
No.
Good.
And he will reach into his coat and pull out a long stoppered vial.
This is gonna taste damn awful. But you're welcome to it if you want.
Okay, sure.
Okay. You
Bottoms
are
up.
going to choke it down. It tastes like You know the oil that comes off of all natural peanut butter?
Yep.
Like that mixed with like pond water.
Lovely.
Mixed with like pineapple schnapps.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
It's going to cling to you, and you're going to feel like, as you swallow it, it's going to slide down your throat, and you're going to feel this kind of... Okay. You know when you're drinking something, and you swallow liquid at the same time as you accidentally get a mouthful of air?
Yeah.
And it feels like someone is thrusting a fist down your throat?
Yep.
All the way down into your rib cage. It feels like someone is doing that and expanding their hand while they're doing it.
Oh, lovely.
You are going to feel all of your vertebrae and your ribs start to crack from inside. And it is going to be absolutely agony to the point where you can't actually make a noise.
Cool.
You're just, oh! Jen, for the remainder of the scene, you are going to have 2 more wounded health box levels.
Ooh. Very nice.
You can't heal it, but you can add hit boxes.
Excellent.
It's still going to give you wound penalties. You know what? That's actually, it's going to be 2 more crippled health boxes.
Ooh.
So you can keep going, but it's going to hurt.
Yeah, fair. Fair. Yeah. After she manages to choke it down and just kind of. Oh,
Did it work?
Lovely. So
Good. I was worried. I've only tried it on the horses before.
Did they take it as well?
Nay. They didn't say yay or nay about it.
Okay. Well.
It'll keep you going. Fortifies the constitution.
Oh, I'm sure it does. After that, I feel like I could take on almost anything else.
Let's hope you don't have to.
Fair. Let's roll. Let's go.
We try not to burn this building down.
Above you, the sound of thunder is not distant. It lights the sky overhead of the stable, which is itself a 2-story building. Can I get a perception and alertness roll off of anybody? You can also do perception
yes.
and awareness if you'd like as well. You can do both. If you are taking time to do so.
Perception and
Darcie would definitely love to like, and my specialty is resonance for awareness. Would that apply?
Yep, sounds good.
and I have a -1 for my task mushroom
Okay.
to all perception pools, so yay. What was the difficulty?
Difficulty is always 8 for awareness as the base.
Okay, then that's gonna be 2.
Two successes.
You said alertness?
You can do alertness as well. It's going to be difficulty of 8 for alertness, 7 if you have your sight on.
Cool. 2 successes for me.
2 successes.
1 success for awareness.
Okay.
One for alertness.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so alertness first. Hold up your fingers for alertness. 1, 2, and nothing for Darcie. Okay, good.
Which was the one that was 9 or 8?
That
was
is awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
Oh, we could do both. I was just rolling for just.
If you want to do, if you take the time to do both, if you're not just taking a quick glance around.
If we're taking the time, then yeah, Darcie will do that.
Well, I don't know. Are you taking the time?
Josephine's just looking around. That's it.
It's kind of no. I think I'll just do the one thing.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Those of you looking around with alertness, there is a crack of thunder overhead and a bolt of lightning within a second of the. Actually, pardon me. I got the sequence of events reversed because I'm very tired. A bolt of lightning comes down and the crack of thunder follows less than a second later. and then another simultaneously as a bolt of lightning strikes the top of the stable. And you can see there that those of you who got any successes will see that there are no fewer than 6 weather vanes positioned around the top, reeking and swirling rustily in the breeze. As well, you can see that there are copper tubes and diodes connecting them. Coils.
So it looks very scientific.
It looks fairly scientific.
So it seems like he's trying to get some form of energy moved in, from what Evelyn can see. Suppose we should try and go in and see what sorts of experiments he's trying to do.
Do you head in? Okay.
I don't know, are we? Like, nobody else is saying anything, so.
Josephine is like, basically, I have the overconfident flaw. I'm just like, yep, let's go.
Yeah,
Did I see
Darcie's
anything
gonna.
with
Awareness. You are going to
Yeah.
feel the hairs on the back of your neck rise up. Something is very strange here. Very strange indeed. It doesn't feel like... You can smell ozone in the air, but also the smell of rotting flesh.
This is whatever's happening here is just so wrong.
Darcie,
Yeah.
you're going to get that sense as well. Now, which one of you got more successes? You got...
Chastity did. Darcy only got one.
2.
So, Darcie, yours is going to be the tingle that rises from the storm. You can feel it kind of pressing in your sinuses. The lightning is oppressive, and it strikes the building again. Loud and fast, it comes down.
I'm no science person, Doctor. Are we going to get electrocuted from that?
You shouldn't. You see, those weather vanes on the roof are connected to, it looks like various diodes and probably storage systems of some sort. So it's taking and channeling the energy from the lightning into another source.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing with it, but he is using it to power something.
forgive me if I put very little faith in a bunch of metal sticks preventing lightning.
Well, but that's how lightning works. It strikes a top and it goes for the path of least resistance, which in this case is metal. You provide more resistance than that metal does, and it's higher up, so it will go for the closest thing. So it will not go through you. It's
Can we
really
just
science.
get in and out of here quickly? Because
That is still a good plan, yes.
Yeah, I don't like. I get a weird feeling from the storm. I don't like it.
It's slightly odd. I don't often see something of this magnitude.
Let's get this over with.
Let's see if we can find the key.
As you step forward, you'll find that there's no need for that, actually. As you approach the front, the giant padlock that hangs off the chain is not joined. It's not completely closed.
let's just get this over with. And she's gonna go and just yank it off. Okay, that was a little louder than I thought it was gonna be.
So, quick question again
Yes.
for things like life sense. It has to be like I would have to be like the door would have to be open to be able to like activate that to sense things in the building, right?
You would have to be something that you could naturally sense. So it doesn't have to be your eyes, but if like someone was like walking above like your eye line in a window, you'd be able to detect them. If you would be able to detect them with one of your senses, your normal magic senses would be able to without correspondence. Yes.
Okay, cool. Because yeah, basically, I think if we get inside the building, Darcie's basically like life magic. I would imagine kind of like people's like
Heartbeats.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. So
If you get correspondence, then you can extend it further.
yeah.
Cool.
So stepping inside, who pulls the doors open?
Josephine will. She'll go up.
Are you gonna
like-
pull them wide or just a little bit so you can creep through?
Chastity just made a whole bunch of noise. I think Josephine's just like, let's just do it.
Jessie's gonna roll her eyes and follow behind Josephine once they start going and just being like, oh, this didn't make
All right.
Fine.
So
I think Evelyn is just checking her side bag to make sure all of her chemicals and things are ready to go.
okay.
Tired of chasing this body all around town.
You pry the
For
door
a
open.
dead man, he seems to get around quite fast.
Right? It's annoying.
And go ahead and roll me your arete, Darcie.
Okay.
Difficulty
So
of
it's
3?
yeah, and this would be a penalty because I have 2 effects up, so it'd be 4.
Okay.
Oh my god. I 1 success because I was 6 in a fucking.
So it'll only last for a single round.
Okay, that's fine. Darcie just kind of wants to get a blip of what we're going into.
As you look around, you are going to hear the roll of thunder overhead. The rain is going to fade out, now moving onto the roof as you step inside. The building inside is an old stables that's been repurposed. 2-floor. Looks like there used to be a hayloft that surrounded. However, it's been repurposed. Rickety catwalks have been installed, made of old wood. And in the center back of this large rectangle, with various devices and tables, it looks like storage lockers lining the right and left of the path. You'll see that there's a raised dais. On it, a sheeted figure. And above it, on one of the catwalks, Darcie, you will immediately detect the life sign of a person. A woman. Up on the catwalk, above this sheeted corpse. I say corpse because even in the dim lighting here, you have enough eyesight from your owl sight that you can see that whatever's under that sheet is shaped like a human, but has no life sign.
Darcie's gonna mutter to under her breath. Upon the catwalk. And that is a very dead corpse there.
Do you all head inside?
I think so.
Okay. Now the ground inside of here is old dirt and hay, and you begin to work your way inside. It's about 200 feet to where the body is. Do you do anything? Shout out? You take a step forward, and you'll hear something ring out. A clock will chime to your right, and then you will hear the sound, and above the sliding door that you entered, there will be the slam of an iron grate falling to the ground behind you, blocking your exit like a portcullis. Well now, you'll hear a strange voice call out. Feminine. Low, but feminine. Unaccented. He said that you would arrive just after 10. But he seemed to think that you were a bit more intelligent than you would be. Well, I guess he didn't. He told me that that would probably work. Well, come on, doves. Come, I've got a surprise for you.
That makes this easy, doesn't it? It's nice when they announce themselves as against us.
Let's take out the ambiguity at least.
It does.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want to go to bed.
Let's see, all 4 of you. Up on the catwalk, you'll hear skink, skink, skink as a gas lamp is turned up, illuminating a figure in a doctor's coat. The figure walks with a bit of a limp as she shuffles around, and is a broad, handsome-faced woman in her 40s. Her hair frizzed and sticking up behind her where it's held up by some thick pomade, whatever, some gel. Looking almost slightly beehive as she looks down at you holding a pair of rubber gloves on the tips of her fingers, well, on her arms, I should say, and a gas lamp in one. Ah, Dr. Evelyn James's wife.
And who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Oh, me?
Well, yes, you're the one speaking to us.
Well, I'm Dr. Willie Burke. Wilhelmina.
Ah, I hadn't heard that one.
Well, we weren't about to teach a woman how to do science. Especially not a woman from Chicago. So I used a prosthetic.
Fair.
Lowered my voice and spoke just like the rest of them.
Luckily, my father was open-minded.
Your husband wasn't so open-minded, though, was he?
Unfortunately not. Seems not.
Well, I don't know who the rest of you are, but...
But you've heard of us and called us doves.
Yes, he said you'd be arriving. Oh, excuse me, one moment. I'm horribly dressed. And she's going to reach down and pull the coat off, revealing that she's basically just wearing a butcher's apron and some like just basic clothes underneath. But as she does, it's going to show that the front of her shirt is fairly broad open beneath the apron. And are you approaching fairly closely? How close are you getting to this?
Probably trying to stay like 15, 20 feet away.
15, 20, she's on a catwalk, so probably 15, 20 feet away
Josephine is
from
staying behind.
the table. Okay.
Josephine's staying behind the group so that she can potentially like look in her bag and maybe grab a couple of things.
And I feel like Chastity is looking at this doctor who's talking to Evelyn, and Josephine is holding back, and there's a body on the table, and Chastity's gonna, she's gonna start moving towards it, like, cautiously.
As she drops her coat on the ground, you'll see, those of you who are close enough can make me a perception and alertness roll if you'd like. You know what? You don't have to. At this distance, you'll be able to see. With the gaslight turned up, she has a broad brand under her collarbone, shaped like a circle of a serpent eating its own tail. Now, I have to ask, if you don't mind, Tammuz or Lazarina? I'm having so much trouble picking. I read a lovely book recently. thought I'd give it a whirl. Preference?
Experimentation is the soul of science.
Chastity pull the tarp back? Is she close enough to do that?
As you do, yeah, you can pull the tarp,
Like she's
and
gonna
on the,
reach it, pull it.
on the table, with a number of diodes and instruments pressing into a stitched corpse of a woman made out of what must be a good dozen bodies. Nobody needs a soul, love.
What in God's name have you done?
I'm giving birth. And she's going to pull a lever, and the table is going to erupt with electricity. And as you look down at this large woman, now this woman on the table stitched from these bodies must be 8 feet tall, is going to convulse with electricity for a moment. And then her eyes are going to snap open. Go get him, baby, she says. And the creature on the table lurches up with a groan and a snarl. And I think that's where we're going to call game.
Does it grab at Chastity, who's right there?
It will. So don't forget that you're right there. Leave a note. Chastity is in grabbing range.
And did I have a potential electrocution being too close
No,
to
it
the
was
table?
directly
Okay.
channeled into the corpse.
Cool, good.
Yeah, I didn't say where Darcie was, but I'm assuming she probably moved forward. I was between either moving forward or like trying to open the door.
Okay, I will
I am further back. So.
I will make a diagram.
Evelyn's
So
probably going to
Joe-
try and figure out how to get up on that catwalk.
on the catwalk. There are a number of ladders. It's pretty easy, actually.
I'm
Well, I
expecting
already-
Chastity to get choked.
Get
I
choked,
already
bitch.
know what
She's just
my
like, now what did I ever do to you?
I'm excited to throw strength with my forces at this monster.
All right. See, I
Does he have a mind? Was Chastity even gonna be able to like use her normal effects to like try and get...
right? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of designed this to fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah, I know, it's good, it's good. Oh,
So
it's
I'm gonna
be
say
awful.
that prior to Victorian Mage ever starting, one of the routes I was looking at getting was arc, which is basically just arc electricity from any source nearby, and so I'm going to be using that.
Oh, beautiful. Here's the question. Is
Oh
this
my
thing
God.
immune to electricity?
I didn't mean on it.
Oh. I like Willie Burke. I think she's great.
Sure, but she also needs to be electrocuted.
Evelyn's just going to be
I
like,
had the chat
"What
freaking out when
the
I said
hell?"
William Burke. They're like, Birkin, Resident Evil. Resident Evil, I'm like, sort of.
I love
ba-
the description once you said she had like the frizzy
She's
hair
got
but
the Frankenstein
tied
hair
back.
herself.
Yep, she has the Frankenstein hair herself. I was like, oh my god, I
she's
love
a
it.
mix between the Bride of Frankenstein and Willie from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Evelyn's just kind of like, I don't
Oh.
honestly care. You do science. Knowing the story, it's going to end wrong for you anyways.
To be fair, you
I
might not
just
have
want
read
the
it. It only
key.
come out. It only
Yeah.
actually came out about 40 years ago, didn't it?
I just want the key. That's all I want. Keep the corpses.
Yeah.
Do your science. Leave me
Not-
alone.
I mean, I don't
I'll
know
do
about
mine.
zombies running around. Darcie.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
gonna-
goes against a lot of the things Chastity believes in, and she's like, this is... No.
Oh yeah, like Evelyn doesn't like it, but she also doesn't want to pick a fight with somebody who apparently managed to create life of some sort.
Approximated. So I warned you guys that I would do. I think I told you about this in advance. I said that I was going to use every Victorian trope I could.
Yep.
So I hope you don't mind.
Tracks. No, I don't mind. This is great.
I love it. I love it when you did the diodes and the storm. It was like, oh.
I was like, when are you going to catch
oh.
on? You guys caught on before the chat did. I noticed that.
I have some ideas of how to deal with.
And also,
stuff.
folks, if you have any Victorian literature tropes that you think I might not be aware of, particularly ones about France, because that's one of my blind spots is belly pock, hit me up in the Discord. Like, either find me on Discord or put them in like GM advice or something. Tag me, because I am not specialized in French history, and you guys are going to France in a few games if you survive. So yeah.
Well, when it comes to monster stories, loup-garou,
Oh, the
obviously.
loup-garou is great. It's a few hundred years in the past, but you never know. You never know.
That just means it's even more mythological to them.
So folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody, so you got 1 XP bought for you by someone earlier. I'm going to give you 3 for the night for a total of 4 experience points.
Woo!
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. Up to 4.
Nice. Any
I
expenditures?
think I'm 1 away from what I need. Yep, I am 1 away from what I need, but that's fine because I haven't had my
33 now.
seeking yet.
You have not. You will be having it not too long though.
Yeah, but I'm 1 away. So next game I'll have enough for Forces 4. I obviously won't buy it until we figure out the results of the seeking, but that's what
fair.
I'm putting it aside for.
I need to decide.
I've been
what the heck
learning a
I'm
lot about
saving up.
fire.
Ah.
I feel like I'm slowly getting closer to that Mind 3 being a logical thing to have.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
I just want to get to the point of buying Rattray 4 so I can have matter and entropy 4.
Matter and entropy 4 is when it gets gross.
Yeah.
That's I honestly what I'm thinking with like this even I probably won't remember by the time we get back to the next game, but like ideas of using my magic in such ways as like if there's a basement, weakening the floor so when it runs at me it drops through, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's great.
I'm
It's
just like
pretty good.
Entropy's glorious. I love
So,
it.
folks, we're actually going to be away for a little bit. So we're leaving you on a cliffhanger. We're going to come back to a Frankenstein fight on
13th.
the 13th. So,
Yeah.
God, so a month.
Yeah.
So reason being, Jen has a bunch of travel that she has to do, and then my mom's
School
in
stuff,
town.
actually. It's school
Oh,
stuff.
it's school
for me.
stuff. Yeah, that's right. Because
Yeah.
we were going to do something next weekend.
But it's my
then-
last project for school, and then on the 6th is my class intensive, which I have no idea what that's going to look like. It's online though, so
So it's going to be a little bit of a break, but then we're going to hop right back in. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then we're going to ramp the season up once summer's over. We're going to be a little more regular with this, probably. A couple of mostly. We're going to run most weekends of the month.
I
like
at
3 out of
least
4.
gave you my entire schedule in advance.
Yeah, I have you. Did you give me until October?
I gave you until February what my potentials are. I
That's
gave
right,
you
that's
until
right.
the end of September for what my guarantees are.
Yeah, and it was really sparse after September. Like it was like one
I
a
mean
month.
that might change, but yeah,
It was
it's pretty
enough where I was
sparse.
like, oh, we're running at least 2 weeks every month, so whatever.
Exactly.
Basically,
Yeah.
right? Unless there was like some
Yeah.
other thing. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay there. Sorry about that, folks. In the meanwhile, I'm going to be using some of those off weeks to do some podcast recording for Dork Tales the podcast. So you'll be getting that on Patreon if you want to join there. But speaking of which, I really want to thank all of our supporters, like you, lovely viewers, and our 89 patrons over at patreon.com/dorktales. You could join them right now. For as little as $1 a month, you can give us $1 a month. But for as little as $5 a month, you get a ton of behind the scenes and advanced content every month. And you can get your name read at the end of episodes, which is pretty cool. I also want to specifically thank a few of the most generous patrons. First of all, my world building royal patron, Shulton. Thank you so much, man. I'm going to send you those details soon. We can start building the part of Ilott that you are going to have a major hand in, which might be one of the new campaigns coming up soon. Besides that, I have to thank my divine producer, DM Michael Gray, as well as my demonic producers, Soul Omen and Precarious. Thank you so much for all of your love, support, and evil. I also have to thank my ever-growing list of princes of the Patreon, which include Taryn, the original Dork Tales fangirl, Buddy, Trazelta, Cubby Gummy, Eolus, Amberthist, and the Traveler, who just leveled up from a very important patron to a prince of the patron. Thank you so much for that. It's really makes a difference. Really appreciate you. If you want to join them, head to patreon.com/dorktales. Join. If not, if you don't have the money, don't worry. Everything that they have advance access to in terms of shows will eventually be made public. It's just that they get it quite a bit in advance because they're helping chip in and keep the lights on. So it really does make a difference around here because this is a full-time gig. And I try to make sure that everybody who's on the Patreon gets their money's worth. To the point where Christine and Robin particularly have heard how awful I was to be around this week when I couldn't do any running, any prep, anything at all, because I almost started 4 new games just to fill the void. I know. I held myself back.
It was insane. It was insane.
It was insane.
No,
There was much yelling.
stop.
There was lots of very much do a one-off. That's okay. Phil, just don't schedule anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to be dumb about it. I think that running 4 days a week is a lot. So folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a good time tonight, and don't go into any weird science labs with corpses.
Or do.
Or
We're not your mom or dad
Yeah.
or parent.
I don't know, I'm not a cop. All right, so with that, good night, everybody. We'll see you in a couple weeks.